at, well, before I tell you, let me ask, anybody remembers what last week's module was? What was last week's module? Anybody?
Maybe the three S's.
All right, it dealt with the three S's. Now, the flyer, if you look at the flyer carries the titles of each module. So if you look at the Make Money Change Lives chat, and you see that flyer there, you will see the last module is Get Ahead of Your Money Game. So the flyer carries the titles of the modules. Now, last week, what we looked at, I touched on it, and I know I had some commitments where individuals said they were going to go away and they were going to look at certain things. They were going to include certain things in their pricing and so on. The formula I gave you last week is a very important formula. Okay, Marsha. The formula I gave you is a very important formula. How many people actually were able to work that formula? Did anybody work it out? Because remember, when all the talk, when everything is said and done, you have to take action. You have to take action, and that's the reason why, I could send some of this information, type it out, send it to you by email. But the purpose of coming into the community is so that we have each other to hold us accountable. You hold me accountable, I hold you accountable. So it's important that you take action on each module, especially the formulas that you're supposed to work. It is that formula that will propel you, that will help you to get ahead of your money game. So just to recap that formula, one, you were supposed to look at your average age, your average lifespan. You were supposed to subtract your current age from the average lifespan. Then take those years and multiply those years by the amount of months. You're to multiply those years by the amount of months. So let's say it was 50, in my case it was 51 years, right? Because I would love to live to 100. It means I have to do some more exercising and eat healthier and all of that. But let's say mine is 51 years. That 51 years, if I want to get ahead of my money game, now, right now we know what we currently earn. And for many of us, it is not enough. That's the reality. It is not enough. Or you have situations where what you're earning, even if you would want it to be enough, the reality of the situation is that prices are constantly increasing. I got something from the Light of Power just recently saying there will be some increase again because of what's happening with oil and stuff like that. Nothing is guaranteed any longer. You are going to sleep, and literally prices are changing while you are sleeping. All right, so it is not even to say, well, okay, you can expect that you will hear about something today and it will be changed next year, or it will be changed in the next 6 months and stuff like that. You're literally going to sleep, and while you're sleeping, the world is changing. Now, so we know what we're currently earning, and if we're going to get ahead of our money game, the reason for that formula is so that we are no longer living day to day, month to month, paycheck to paycheck. The reason for that formula is so that we are no longer overwhelmed and what should I say? Rather than life taking us by surprise, we will be fully aware of what life costs and have a specific plan in place. Now, things could go wrong, all right, things can be adjusted, either way. But the fact is, if we know exactly what our target is, it is easier to hit that target. I'm sure we've heard the saying, if you don't know where you're going, any road could take you there. Right? And that's a saying that I've always used in my life. If you do not know where you're going, any road can take you there. If you've made a decision and you know this is exactly where I want to go, you might not know if it's correct, or you might not know what the outcome would be. But if you know specifically where you're going, then you have to use a particular road. You have to do specific things. But if you don't know, then you can be trying stuff and hoping for the best. And many of us, if we are really honest, we know that when we look at our financial lives, when we look at our relationship lives and so on, when we look at those aspects of our lives, we know that many of us really would have been hoping and wishing. There's a song, wishing and hoping and thing. I can't sing, so I wouldn't try to sing it. But many of us have bought into a lie, because that's basically what it is, that if we go to school, get an education, get a job, then we're going to have a good life. Now, I don't know if that was said to us, but subliminally, that's the expectation that we have. The more qualifications you get, the more you'll be able to afford a certain lifestyle and so on. Now, when we really, as we grow older and as we encounter different things in life and come to different stages, we recognize that a lot of what we encounter or experience in life, it was really not budgeted for. There was no awareness. Nobody said to you, well, listen, this is going to happen, that is going to happen. Or the closest we might have come in terms of having information and having somebody guide us to say, well, prepare for certain things, is probably life insurance or some form of insurance. The insurance person would come and sell you a plan to say, well, prepare for this and prepare for that and prepare for certain things. That's probably the closest in terms of financial information. I'm talking about ahead of certain things. The closest would have been insurance. But we can get ahead of our money game because we've lived long enough now that we can really sit back and use the knowledge, use the information from before and work out a couple things. Right? So once, based on what the knowledge you have from before, you already know this is what I'm earning. It is not enough. Even if you don't want to be very scientific, you can say, well, look, let me double what I'm already earning. Let me triple what I'm already earning. Let me multiply that by 10, because ideally, I would love to see myself earning in that range. I'm at this age now, but in 5 years, I want to travel more. I want to retire by a certain age. I want to be able to do this for my children and so on. I want to be able to pay off my mortgage. If we have the information, if we know what we want to do and so on, then it makes it easier to come up with that figure. So last week I did a simple calculation of my 51 years by my $10,000. So that 51 years by that $10,000 was $510,000. And then I took that calculation and I multiplied that then by the 12 months. Now, if I am going to do it by 51 years, remember each year has 12 months. So you can do it 51 by 12 and then multiply that by 10,000. You can do it like that. And that is how I got my figure. So I had asked each of you to work your figure out. What you're doing in essence is working out the total sum of money that you need to earn for the rest of your life. That's what you're doing. And this is how we're going to get ahead of our financial game. Last week we talked about God restoring the years. And oftentimes we again we have a thinking and again mindset. We have a thinking because these are all things that were sold to us. These are all subliminal messages that we have picked up along the way. We have a thinking that, and it is often said, oh, I am old now. It's too late for me. I can't go back to school, or I can't go back to university, and so on and so forth. So we already know, we've already been programmed. You can't do this because of that. You can't do this because of that. We've already been programmed that way. What I'm seeking to do in this program, and I don't know any other program where this is done, and you can tell me and point me to it, and I'll be happy to go and sit under somebody else, because I've been to a lot of financial seminars. I've been a part of some of the organization of them. I've worked in finance, I've worked in HR, and I'm an educator, so I see how we're educated. And because I've had the opportunity to work on both sides of the fence, so I'm in education and I'm in the corporate at a certain level. So I am seeing, but wait, hold on. If this is what this side is saying, and this is what this side is saying, there's a big gap. There's a lot of stuff missing between here. So when I see people who I would have taught at school, they do well at school. I come now and these people meet me in corporate and they're being recruited for jobs. When I understand what their expectations are, and I realize, well, hey, school did not equip you to come into the organization at the level that you think you can come into. School did not equip you to earn the amount of money that you would love to be paid. So you come into a job with a certain level of frustration because the expectations of the new employee and what the company is really offering, two different things. And school doesn't tell you, oh no, nobody's going to pay you that unless, and so on and so forth. So we can really get ahead of our money game, in spite of the fact that we are older, which is, like I said, the messaging is that because you're older, you can't do more. You can't do the same amount. You have to, you're going to be doing now diminishing, what we call diminishing returns. And I'm saying to us that if we really know our numbers, if we really sit down and take careful analysis, that is not true. That is not true. If we know our numbers and we know that we have less time, the same things that we were taught in mathematics, if it takes one man, I can give this some now because, you know, we make jokes in the mathematics corner. If it takes one man 3 days, or if it takes 3 days for one man to build a house, right? How many days will it take for 3 men to build it? You understand what I'm saying? Now, check it. If you know that you had 49 years, and this is what you did in 49 years, if you know you only have 10 years left, you can do double, triple, or the same amount in those years if you understand how to work that formula, right? So, mindset. This requires tenacity. It requires courage. It requires individuals who are willing to change, who are willing to adapt. You must be able to shift. You must be able to say, well, hey, okay, boom, boom. You must be able to shift. And as soon, the sooner you're able to do the shift, the sooner you're able then to start really getting ahead of your money game. So that shift is going to require, one, a willingness on our part to admit and to accept that what we were doing was not enough or it wasn't working. And that doesn't carry, it doesn't have to be, you know, when you come to that awareness or you admit that, it is not coming from a bad place. It's not coming from a place of dissatisfaction or discontentment. It is coming from a place of wanting to maximize your time and your resources and so on. It is coming from a place of understanding that, okay, I am not, as my friend Victoria would say, well, I ain't a spring chicken now. You understand the things that I could have done when I was 16 and 20 and in my 30s? Okay, fine. Yeah, you might be able to go outside and ride on a bicycle, hop the bus, do this, do that. But as you age, you can't do those things anymore. So what are the adjustments that you have to make now to allow you the level of comfort, the level of flexibility, the level of enjoyment? The shift requires us to make a decision that we are no longer going to be enduring life, but we want to enjoy life. So if that is the case, based on, let's say, everything that is happening, the cost of living and so on, $10,000 for me is still very low. That's a very, very low figure a month. But nevertheless, let's work with that for the example. So if I am doing $10,000 a month for 51 years of my life, God willing, it means then that I am earning approximately, I need $6 million. That's what I need. I need $6 million. Now, $6 million, again, we be educated to think from the time you say a million, get scared, get afraid. But I challenge you to really sit down and put pen to paper and put the amounts of money that has gone through that you've spent in your life, that you've accumulated, that you've bought things. I mean, if you sit down and count the amount of money, if you are a sweet drinker, if you like soft drinks, if you sit down and calculate the amount of money that you spend, if you buy 2 soft drinks a day for 7 days, if you calculate that alone and you do that for a whole year, it will scare you. Because in your mind, you wouldn't even think that you earn so much. And that's just sweet drinks, right? So many of us already have earned $1 million over time. When we're talking about being a millionaire, we're not necessarily talking about earning $1 million in a month. But over a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, all of us most likely have earned $1 million, right? But if you really break down those figures, you would realize, wait. But again, we have not been educated to think like that and to count like that. So that $6 million, all right? Now, once you identify that figure, $6 million. Now, if I say, well, okay, 51 years, I don't plan to be working until I die. I don't plan to be hoping that maybe when I get 60, that I'll be earning this. I want to have a system in place that I can be guaranteed, or that I can say, well, look, I've started earning at that level. You understand what I'm saying? So if I take that 6 million, if I take that 6 million and I divide it by let's say 10 years, right? I want to be realistic, even though, like I said, I'm going to twist up these figures a bit later. If I take that 10 million, that 6 million, and I divide it by 10 years, it means that I basically have to earn $600,000 a year. $600,000 a year. Now, 600,000 divided by $5,000 is 120. All right, anybody following me? Anybody wants me to slow down on the numbers, to repeat? Are you doing your own numbers at the same time? So I took my 6 million and I divided it by 10, and that gave me 600,000. Then I took that 600,000 and I divided it by 5,000. And I got 120. So if you want to write down my numbers, you can. Now, why did I divide it by 5,000? Because if I'm going to get ahead of my money game, the same way we would have done in mathematics, let's look at the multiplication tables. Let's look at tables. We know that 2 3s are 6, right? We know that 2 3s are 6, and we know that 3 2s are 6. So if 2 represents the amount of time, if 2 represents the years, and $3 is the price per year, it means I'm going to end up with $6. Now, if I want to, so you have the time being 2 years and the price being higher, being $3 a year. And that is going to give me $6. Now, if I want to increase that, I have to I can do one or two things. Okay? So if I want to change that $6 to $60, what I would need to do is to change my price to $30. or I would have to increase the amount of time, or I can say the amount of products, because let's say if I was selling 2 items at $3, it means I will get $6. But if I'm selling 20 items at $3, then I get $60. So if you look at the multiplication tables, you will recognize you're either going to increase that 2, or you're going to increase that 3, or you could increase both. So if you have less time, if you want to do more in less time, you then have to look at, for me, it is product. For me, it is product. I want to offer higher price products and sell those products in less time. So therefore, I reduce my 51 years to 10 years. So in 10 years, I need to be selling product that will be worth at least $5,000 if I want to make that $6 million in 10 years. And to make that at $5,000, to make that $6 million in 10 years, it means that I have to have 120 repetitions of that. Is everybody following me? Right? So every year I need to do 120 by 5,000. Now, does that sound doable for me? For those of you who know me, does that sound possible, impossible? Does that sound? Tell me. Talk to me.
It's possible.
It sounds possible. Now, if we are talking $5,000 by 120, right? Now, $5,000. I can give you a ridiculous formula. If I did something for let's say I did a conference and I charged $5, and I had a location that could hold, hi, good evening, that could hold 1,000 people. Isn't that $5,000? $5 by 1,000 people. $5,000. Is that something that people cannot afford?
No.
Good. And how many times then would I have to repeat that to get my 600,000 for the year?
10.
If I'm going to get the 600,000, I need to repeat that 5,000 by, because if I did it once, it's 120 times. So I need 119 times more to get that 600,000. So once I establish a product, then it is a matter then of repeating that product or that service for the amount of times to give you the income. Now, for some of you, you might say, but hey, I don't know anything that I can do, or I don't have any skills that I can price like that. And I want to say to you, that's not true. That's not true. Everybody has the skills, has talent, has the know-how, and even if you don't, because of the beauty of the internet, there are things that you can decide, listen, you know what, I want to go and learn this, and in 3 to 6 months time, I am going to have a skill that people are normally paying $5,000, $10,000 for. Am I making sense? Even with the investment in yourself, even if you say, well, look, nothing that I have, nothing that I can do right now, I can charge, I can allows me to double or triple my income. Even if once you think about it, the thing is now is that you have to do some market research. You have to start doing some research, right? You have to start doing some research. And once you start doing that research, you realize, well, hey, wait, hold on. Um, I do cakes that sell for $10. But wait, they got a place down here in Whole Town that just do cakes and got a cup on top of it. And they sell the cake for $300. Right? $10, $300. You understand what I'm saying? It could be the same thing that you're already doing, but just doing it differently. No. When we are talking about getting ahead of our money game, the first thing to do is to start working with your numbers. Understanding your numbers, working with your numbers, and coming up with that plan. I know minimally this is what I want to earn. Okay? And I have an idea as to the time frame that I want to earn that amount in. Okay? Worst case scenario, even if I split that 10,000 in half and I say 5,000 per, you understand, I can still I can increase it, I can split it in half, whatever. But the idea is that you must know where you're going. You must know what you're targeting. The reason why we are not able to maximize our potential and to really get ahead of our money game is because we really don't know what we want. We really don't know where we're going. We are really just hoping and wishing. So sit down, take the time and work out what you want your monthly income to be. Look at the amount of years you have left. Multiply each year by 12 months. Multiply it by the amount of money coming in and so on. Now, I did a ballpark figure. I did not realistically look at certain expenses and so on. And like I said, I already know what life costs me. I already know what I can buy, what I can't buy, what bills I can pay, which ones drop out or fall out or that you can't pay. I already know that. So you can estimate it and come up with a figure. Now, if we're talking about getting ahead of our money game, remember before we spoke to about personality. Now, when we look at our personalities, personality is very strongly linked to success. There's a strong link between personality and success. Now, when we look at personality, there are some components of our personality that will determine one way or another if we have the capacity to be successful or what degree of success we will have. Personality. Again, this is another thing that I think should be taught in school, because as much as we learn a lot of the academics and so on, simple things like learning about our personalities can make such a big difference. Now, there is something called there's a personality trait, their personality tests, what we call personality tests, understanding your personality traits. Now, when we're talking about personality traits, we're talking about things like emotional intelligence, we're talking about agreeableness, we're talking about conscientiousness, we're looking at our emotional quotient and things like that. Now, if we understand how these things factor in to our success, we are looking at extroversion. That's a big one. Extroversion. Now, we all hear about the extroverted personality, the person who's able to be the life of the party, who will walk in the room and start up a conversation. Now, you might not be extroverted, you might be introverted. Now, what role does your personality play in terms of your financial success? Right? Because regardless of which personality trait you have, there are going to be tweaks that you're going to have to make if you want to maximize your success. Now, I'm going to give you the five personality traits. We have extroversion, we have agreeableness, we have openness, conscientiousness, and the other one they call neuroticism, right? Now, why are these important and how do they play into success factors? Now, when you think of getting ahead of your money game, before one of the other modules I talked about the people, the places, and your prices. Now, everything that you have to offer, everything that you have to sell is dependent in one way or another on people. The people, in my opinion, is even more important. It is the most important component when you are thinking about financial success, when you are thinking about money and income and so on. If you can master your people strategy, then your money is going to flow to you a lot better. So looking at personalities and looking at how our personality impacts our relationships, if we can look at that and do the assessment of ourselves, we will recognize that there is a distinct link between personality and our financial success. Now, extroversion. For someone like me, I'm extroverted. People would think I'm extroverted on one hand, but then I'm still very introverted in some ways. There's some areas where I really don't want to be the life of the party. I want to be there. I want to be quiet. I don't want to be seen or heard. Let me be the background. Let me be the support. Now, people will often assume that because my work related stuff, I'm very bold and outgoing and stuff, that I'm always like that. No, I'm not always like that. If you invite me out to a restaurant to have a drink or invite me to a social event, I think you will see a different personality. You won't know what's wrong with me. You will think that I probably don't even like you. I don't want to go with you, but that's not the case. It is that I'm very introverted when it comes to things like that. So understanding your personality, understanding that people, the important role that people play. If you're going to get ahead of your money game, you have to sit down and do careful assessment of your own personality. Who do I have to become? How do I have to tweak my personality? For me, in terms of my extroversion, there are times when I have to dial it back in and recognize when there's another alpha or when there's an alpha in the room. I have to recognize that, because whenever there's an alpha in the room, if I maintain that alpha stance, that other alpha who may have the ability to buy 10 of my $5,000 services, because if I'm not aware of that alpha part of me and recognize here's another alpha, I need to pull back, I need to shut up, I need to sit down and let that alpha have the stage. I can easily say goodbye to $50,000 or $500,000 just because of personality. Okay? And the reverse might happen for the introverted person. The introverted person now, because they're introverted and don't want to talk to anyone, they don't even want to come out of their room, they don't want to leave home and so on, that introverted person obviously is leaving tons and tons and tons of money on the table. Why? Not because they're not good enough, not because they don't have the services to think, not simply because of personality. So if we're going to get ahead of our money game, these are the areas that we have to tweak. As it relates to personality, we have to understand how personality influence business, how people think. We have to understand how, even as it relates to our own assessments of our personalities, let's say an area like our emotions, or emotional intelligence, knowing when, something as simple as knowing when, I don't even want to say knowing when, because with this one they know when Because if you are serious about getting ahead of your money game, I was going to say knowing when to be offended, but if you're serious about your money game and your finances, it's not about when to be offended. It is that you simply have to make a decision. I cannot afford to be offended. You want to be offended and lose $50,000? You want to be offended? You want to, or you want to offend someone who has the opportunity to say to you, yes, I want you to do a conference for my company, and the income from that will be $500,000. You really want it? You really want to follow with that type of person? You really want to tell them about the mother? Seriously? You really want to have that conversation? You really want to allow your menopause and everything to flare up, and you not decide, well, hey, no, not today. They say, not today, devil, right? So understanding your own emotional triggers, understanding what triggers you, understanding, hey, this is my personality. You see people who are like this and people who are like that. Me and them don't really get always clash. So therefore, this is who I have to be, because this is who I want to be financially. These are the areas that I want to, the realms that I want to go into in business. So therefore, I have to tweak my personality. Agreeableness. We all have different biases and so on. What about the biases? Am I okay? I grew up in Barbados. I'm a Barbadian black girl. Now, do I have biases towards different races? Now, if I want to be able to step into a realm where I'm selling $5,000 products and $500,000 products and $50,000 products, who is my target market? Am I selling to people within my own culture? Is that my target market? Are they the people who have that kind of money that can afford the services that I am offering? So do I have biases where I don't speak to Caucasian people or Asian people or Muslims? Do I have that type of bias? So these are the things that we have to understand as it relates to people or personalities and so on. And once we are able to do that, we can make significant strides as far as our money game is concerned. Because even if we think about Barbados in itself, there are a lot of people that we do not consider part of our reach or part of our target market in terms of who, what we have to offer, the services that we provide and so on. We don't even reach out to them. We don't extend to them. We don't even speak to them. But they speak to us though, and they sell to us. They have no qualms, absolutely none, pulling up at your house Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to sell you. None. Right? Mindset. How have we been programmed? Okay? No. They have needs just like anybody else. What are the needs that they have that I can fill? Right? I remember just recently a pastor was telling me a story. He was saying to me, a certain person who owns a big clothing store in town needed prayer for their wife. And they called her. Right? And I smiled. Right? Because they wanted a good old time Pentecostal prayer. You understand? And they wanted somebody they wanted the privacy, so they wanted somebody who wasn't in the spotlight to come and handle that situation. All right? What are the needs that they will have that you can possibly meet? Okay? So understanding, again, if you're going to make that shift, you have to shift, and you also have to shift in terms of, if you are thinking about what you're going to earn from the perspective of this is how much money I want, no, that's the wrong place. What do people need? What do people need that carries that value or carries that price tag? And what needs can you meet that people will want to pay you for those things, right? So understanding the personality factor, the people factor, if we're going to get ahead of our money game. Now, another important factor, which I realize that a lot more education has to be done about, is the area of digitization. Digitizing our offers, digitizing our businesses, taking what we currently do as a face-to-face business and making it digital. Now, why digitalization? This is where the world is at. You will notice that everything now that let's even go back before even what's happening now. Go back to when barcoding was first introduced. The barcoding process was one of the first processes that would have prepared the landscape for digitalization, that barcoding. So fast forward now to present day, where every product has a code, every service has a code, and now every individual has a code, right? So whether you are a person, a product, or a service, you can be sold. You can basically be marketed. You have the capacity now to be identified in a digital on a digital platform. That is what it's about. So when you think of Facebook and you think of your Facebook profile, your Facebook profile carries a specific code. If each of us were to go on our Facebook profiles, even though we are all using Facebook, each of us carries a unique identity on Facebook that allows us to be identified and recognized and so on. And if you will remember when Facebook first started, that Facebook, Google platforms and so on, they insisted that you use a real name. Remember that? They insisted that you use a real name, right? I remember when I did my HelpNet Caribbean page, they came and they were saying, I know the algorithm. I know what to think. I know what to do to get around that. So therefore, I have a HelpNet Caribbean page, and that is a personal profile. So people call me and ask me, how you get personal profile that ain't a real name, right? But what you'll notice now with the actual picture recognition and so on, that they're able then to link you to if I put up a photo on HelpNet Caribbean and I have a photo on my other profile, they will link the two and then ask, is this you? Right? So understand the amount of technological advances that are happening. Now, if you're going to get ahead of your money game, you are no longer restricted to face-to-face contact. You're no longer restricted to people that you know. You're no longer restricted to people within your jurisdiction, your geographical area. You're no longer restricted to people of your own ethnicity and so on. All those restrictions have been removed. You're no longer even restricted to people who speak the same language as you. Right? And these are significant things that can, if we know how to use it, it can seriously advance the amount, like the figures I call to you. If you think of doing business or doing life the same way you were doing it, those figures can sound impossible or outrageous. But if you understand the power of technology and the power of digitalization, you will realize that that's chicken feed. Because once you shift and you decide, okay, boom, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm selling, these are the amount of people. Now, Barbados has on average, what is it, about 280,000 people? Anybody can help me with those figures? It's about 280 people that we got in Barbados right now. Can anybody help me? What's the population size of Barbados? Now, these are things that we need to know. Understand that all the races know these facts, right? Everybody else who operates in this country and does business in this country, they know these facts at the back of their hands. So this is the level of education now that we have to have if we're gonna get ahead of our money game. So somebody Google the population size of Barbados for me currently. Google that for me, please.
287,371 people.
Good. So call it 290,000, right? 290,000 people. Get that into your psyche. 290,000 people in Barbados. When you think of your product, when you think of your services and so on, how many, what percentage of those people have you actually targeted? You selling chicken and chips. You want to sell was 290,000 people? How many of them you really got? So how many of that population size do you really need to have as sales to make the money that you want to make? That's one. Now, when we talk about digitalization, I want to show you something. I want to show you something. Can you see my screen? Can you see?
Yes, ma'am, we can see it.
Good. Can you see the amount of members in this group? Can you see the amount of members here?
Yes, please.
Anybody can call the number? Come to Leah. How many people in this group?
571,600 people.
Good. All right. How many people in Barbados?
About 290,000.
Right. Which is what? Less than half of this?
Yeah, about that, I guess.
Good. So if you had to choose where you wanted to live in terms of people and having the numbers of people, would you do like me and move and live here? We're talking digitalization. So you live in a physical location where you only have access to 290 people. And you don't even have access to all 290 basically, right? Because practically, physically, you can't get to all of them. But by digitalizing you and your services, you can come into a forum like this that has 571,000 members. And you could do the dog. All right. Another fact in terms of your maximizing your money game. Getting ahead of your money game. Now, social media platforms. Many people are social media averse. They don't want to be bothered. They've been sold the whole idea of social media as if it is the devil, right? It used to be the devil. I remember when I first started HelpNet Caribbean and I started doing things on Facebook and stuff like that. Even doing things for the church, doing ministry on Facebook, talking about things about God and stuff like that. There weren't many people from the church who were on social media. As a matter of fact, they preached against social media because the people who were on Facebook were evil and the people who come to church and give offering at church were godly. But COVID came now and settled the score. So then you see the same pastors scrambling now and putting the rostrooms home in their living room and doing sermons from in their front house. And then collecting the money online, because many of them, even though you were going through a difficult time like COVID and stuff, let me tell you, the cash apps and the this and the that, they were still, they were the first to make sure, we have to have a payment platform so we can collect some money. Now, because of the how social media was sold and because of the fear and different things, a lot of people are averse to social media. But if you really understand the opportunities that you have, if you really understand the reach, the access, and free. Now, if you have a physical store, you have a physical business, every customer to you, you should be able, you should have a money value for every customer. So let's say you're selling chicken and chips selling at $15, $20, and so on. If you can say, well, safely, when you're looking at looking at a value, you can say each person that buys from you, if they buy at least one food, meaning the chicken and chip package or whatever, at $20, each person is worth $20, at least $20 to you. Now, in the same way, when we're talking about digitalization, one email address is worth $100. So that is why you will see that on, when you go on certain pages, or you go, there's certain things being sold, and then the first thing they ask you to do is to enter that email address, because every email address is worth $100, and the more email addresses you have on your in your emailing list or on your website and so on, the more value you are creating. Because if you monetize, let's say, now Barbados, YouTube doesn't allow Barbados to make money from YouTubing, but you will see all the other countries and stuff. You see people on YouTube doing all sorts of things, and they actually monetize their YouTube and they get paid for it, right? So every subscriber, that's how YouTube ascribes a value, because every subscriber, every email address, every person out there, each one is worth $100. So that is how, like, YouTube and Google and those places are able then to pay out money based on the amount of engagement and so on you have on your social media platform. Now, Facebook groups. And okay, let me come back again to personality, and let's come back again to our default nature as it relates to dealing with people. If we're going to get ahead of our money game, we have to be open to engaging with people if we understand the role that people play. Now, when we are looking at social media, there are a lot of money earning opportunities attached to social media platforms. And one of the most recent things that has been done is the monetization of Facebook groups. If you create a Facebook group and you know how to work that Facebook group, you can actually earn money. Facebook will pay you money for that group. And also, the Facebook groups can be used in ways now to earn money that they were not, you couldn't use them before. You can now actually create Facebook groups, and you can charge money for membership and so on via the Facebook group. So they've actually allowed you now to monetize your Facebook group, use it like a store, use it like a shop, and so on. Okay. I want to show you. All right, if you look here at the top here, you'll see things like Standout Online Membership Program, WHWE Premium Supporter Subscription Program, and then you have the Group Success Formula. And these are things that you pay for. Just being a member of this group, you have to pay to be able to do certain things in this group. All right. Now, when we operate the way that we do, when we decide, well, hey, I don't want to talk to people, I am not engaging with people, I am not this. Or on the other hand, you might see other people who are on social media, and they're always on social media, they're always engaging, they're always talking, they always think, and you're thinking to yourself, well, boy, don't got nothing to do. But little do you know that person doing business on social media, and that person is earning what we call passive income on social media. Now, the term passive income is money that you do very little or nothing to earn. Social media allows you to earn passive income because once you set it up right and you get that system going, you don't have to be there to earn. I wanted to show you some systems where let me see. I'll find one and I'll show you how people can earn on Facebook. All right. I want to show you like somebody's back end that has tons and tons of money from just working the whole system of Facebook groups, growing your groups, doing the right type of engagement. I want you to see how you can earn if you do the right things and if you have the right people in your groups. All right, it's taking a little bit to load. So you have the whole aspect of social media, utilizing that the right way, understanding how social media can work for you and become a high income earner.
Welcome to
for
day
you.
21 of the Facebook group monetization.
Now,
Hey guys, good Sunday morning.
there's a
from New
document I
Zealand.
want to show you of how you can actually monetize the Facebook page. Right. My Facebook on the computer is unloading. I'm not sure if it's because I have about 3 programs open. All right, so Facebook groups. Another place that you can actually monetize what you have to offer as well, earn passively, is LinkedIn. That's another place. There are many people who earn tons and tons of money just by marketing on LinkedIn. And also you have Instagram, another place where you see a lot of people on Instagram doing stuff and you're watching and thinking, but they ain't got nothing better to do. No, they don't, because they're earning money. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're investing so much into doing good. They're not like like some of us, we're just doing it for fun. But those people are building their digital businesses online. That is why they're doing so much, and that is why they're all right. Let me show you what some of the numbers look like. All right, okay, can you see my screen here?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So you can read this one.
Yes, ma'am.
2.2 million account reached, a 776% increase in the last 30 days with my new Reels strategy. So you see those Reels where you see people coming and doing so much nonsense? Look, up to yesterday, I tell my children, I tired of Reels though. I mean, when you seeing the most ridiculous things on Reels. The one I saw last night was a policeman in a tight pants reporting some woman, and the woman told him, you pants tight, you reported me. You need to write a ticket for that pants. It was like, I'm sick of these people though. But look at it. The new Reel, the strategy. Oh, and did I mention I get paid $1,800 plus a month for posting Reels on my Instagram? Yes, Instagram pays me to post Reels. Want to know how? Comment below. And then the person showed their professional dashboard. and the numbers and so on, because social media will actually give you like certain metrics where you can see what's happening, you can see what you're earning and so on. So when you're talking about increasing your reach, when you're talking about earning passively, when you're looking at really generating income, a lot of the social media platforms allow you to monetize certain things, right? So that's one. So now you will understand why people are doing social media the way they do it, why do they build it the way they build it, and so on, and what is really happening behind the scenes. Okay, so you have Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and your Facebook groups. Now, everything that you are doing, one of the things that in terms of getting ahead of your money game that you want to know about and want to be able to do, for most persons who are serious about getting ahead of their money game, you need to have some sort of platform, website, or something that allows you to showcase who you are, what you're selling, and so on. Now, if you don't have that, there are other options that you can have as well. Now, one of the things in terms of digitizing your business that you can do is to create what we call landing pages. Whatever it is that you're doing, you create a landing page for that, and that landing page is what you will send to you use that to either capture your audience, or you use it as a page where persons, once they land on that page, they can see exactly what you are selling. So it's called a landing page because that's where people land first of all when it comes to finding you or finding your products and services. So landing pages. The other option, the other thing that you can use is what we call lead pages. Now, you have landing pages and you have lead pages. Now, your landing page, let me explain the landing page a little bit more so that you don't get confused between the two. In online marketing, your landing page is what we consider the lead capture page. So your landing page works very much like a home page. If you had a full website, you know how if you have a website and you're on your home page, the landing page would be similar to the home page if you had a site. But your lead page now goes a bit deeper. Your lead page allows you to capture visitors, to capture the audience, and so on. So you might have noticed that you see online, you see certain offers that you're interested in online. And have you ever noticed that? Yes, you see this thing and you're interested in it, and as soon as you're going to get more information, they ask you to enter the email address and your name so that they can then send you more information. It's not a case where you can just go and read and get what you want. You have to give something for something. And the reason they want that email address is, like I said to you, the value, the worth of the email address has a tangible physical value. So when you see that offer online, the first thing that you might see it in is a landing page. The next stage is the lead capture. The lead capture part of the page is the part that captures you. You know, like if you take a thing now, the capturing, you might see somebody walking past your house, but then you actually take a physical photo of that person. You've actually captured them. So the capturing is where you actually get that person to put in their email address and their name. Now, that capturing is important because I said to you, the value of the email address. That's number one. But two, once you are able to capture that person, that is somebody who's interested in your product. So even if they are a suspect, the fact that they came there, they've come so far. The fact that they put in an email address means that no, yes, this is targeted audience. So it's like you start off, you're in the shopping, you're browsing, you're on the internet and you're browsing. You see something that interests you, you zoom in closer. You zoom in and you read it. And because you could read it, yeah, you like that, but then you just continue scrolling. Or you could say, oh, I want this, boy. Let me see. I want to know more. And you put in your email address and your name. So you actually know. That's what we call the lead page, because the lead page actually captures you. So these are the things that you want to have in place, or you want to be able to put in place if you're going to take your business to the next level, if you're going to get ahead of your money game, because these are the things that allow you to earn passively and allow you to have what we talked about last week, where I talked about systems, strategies, and synergies. These are systems and strategies that I'm giving you. When you look at the people that you connect to and the organizations and so on. Right now, there are 10 of us in here. This is a synergy. By coming together and being in this forum, we are creating a synergy. Now, a continuation of that synergy, you will notice that I would have invited some of you to a WhatsApp platform, and then ultimately invite everybody to the Facebook group, because you want that your synergies are digitalized. You want people in a common space on Facebook. And you, not only that, you don't just want them there, but you want them there. You want them to talk. You want them to comment. You want them to engage. Now, because a lot of us in Barbados and maybe us in this forum don't understand or even know certain things, people come into groups and they stay in the group and they don't say anything, not recognizing that the actual engagement in the group is twofold. When you come into the group and you engage in the group, what Facebook does, Facebook now, you become important to Facebook. Let me put it that way. The person who is engaging, the more you engage on social media, the higher you are ranking yourself. And if you are ranked higher, what Facebook does is that anything concerning you or concerning your name gets pushed out and faster. If you go on, it scared me. If you type in my name on any search engine platform, oh my God. I remember one day I said, wait, because I had a business. It was a business opportunity I was going after. And I said, wait, let me Google my name and see what's coming up with my name. I jumped, right? Because so many things, they've captured so much of my life. They know where I can hide. I can't tell them why the lies and then disappear. As a matter of fact, when my headmaster from Combermere died, the Combermere school used a video with me presenting awards for BARP in their tribute. I mean, I wasn't even asked. I wasn't even informed. One of my friends, Terry, do so and send the video to me. Boom, send it to me. And I was shocked. The power of social media. Once you are engaging, because of the metrics and stuff, Facebook will take anything concerning you and rank it higher because of the engagement. So when you're on social media platforms, if you're a business person and you're serious about it, because it comes back down to visibility. It is like how Cave Shepherd, you know where Cave Shepherd is located versus where the village shop will be located. When you engage, you are creating visibility. You ain't just there because you don't got no saints. You ain't just there because you don't got nothing to do. You're creating visibility. And not just visibility within your community or within your locality. You're creating global visibility. Okay? So understand that that's why you engage. That's why you talk and think on certain people's pages. And not only the when you engage, a number of things are happening. All right, let me show y'all something. All right. No, these are the things that I would say to people doing this program and people in my community. Now, like I said to you, people who want this type of information have to pay me at least $5,000 for this type of information, because once I give you this information, I can't take it back from you. When I give you this information free and you are getting money from it and then I pass you on the street and make your break down, I can't tell you, Melissa, I tell you how to use Facebook. No, your Facebook group, I gotta beg you for $10,000. No, you gotta pay for this information. But I just want to show you behind the scenes of how this thing works. Now, this is a new group that I just started this new group. It is already at 60 members, okay? Now, that 60 members might seem like a little bit to you, but that's a lot in terms of social media. Now, I want to show you something. All right, I want to show you something. I want to show you the membership part. Facebook will show me from this group the people who are engaging. All right, if you look here, you will see categories. New to group. You will see who's my friends, who aren't my friends.
You're not seeing, Mom.
Y'all can't see it? Okay. Sorry.
No.
All right, let me. All right, so you have, as far as this group is concerned,
It's there now.
right, as far as this group is concerned, remember I talked about earning passively and passive work. No, Facebook is doing all this for me. All my approvals, see it there? No.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to show you moderation alerts. I don't have any moderation alerts for today. I want to see all. All right. Engagement, last 28 days. You see what's happening there? This is
Yes, ma'am.
this is the analytics of the group. See what's going on here? It's going to show you who's engaging in your life. Seen by 47. All right, look at it. This is how they're able then to calculate the value of your group and what you are doing and what you're selling. So when you see a Facebook group now, don't just see it as a group. See it, it's a business. See it as a business. Sometimes, look here, Popular Times. Come on, y'all understand what's going on? Really, y'all really understand what's going on here? Talk to me. You understand the thing showing you Popular Days, Popular Times. Look at the times up. All of that work you're getting done for you. Now imagine if you had to do this face to face and you had to hire somebody to do all of this for you. Right? So this is what I'm talking about when I talk about even investing in educating yourself in a particular area. the insights, and the growth. Now you can see the growth here. You can go along this line and you can see how the group is growing, right? Now I slowed down a bit in terms of my growth because I was focusing then on content. See the charts? So this is how easily you can get ahead of your money game if you understand these things. So when you combine the things I spoke about just now, you have your landing pages, you have your lead capture pages, then there's a final process which is called funnels, right? Everybody I think knows in real life what a funnel is, right? If you had a granny, you know what is a funnel. A funnel is that thing that starts out wide at the top. You send liquid through it and so on, and it pushes it down into another container. So when we talk about funnels in marketing, when we talk about a sales funnel, now a sales funnel is an automated program that allows you as a business owner. We also call it like a purchase funnel. It's called a purchase funnel. It is the visual representation of your customer journey. It depicts the sales process from awareness to action. So the funnel is the process that captures when the customer becomes aware of your business or your offer, then when they subscribe for your newsletter, then when they made a purchase from you, where if they did a referral to somebody else, that funnel will capture all the processes. So it is that visual representation from awareness to action. And when we talk about action, we're talking about the customer actually taking the action that you want them to do. So if you want, let's say you wanted a person to subscribe to your newsletter, that was the call to action. It is gonna capture the processes along the way. If you want a person to purchase your product or service, it's gonna capture the entire process. So if let's say the person did one step but did not complete another step, what the sales funnel will capture everything for you, right? The sales funnel will capture everything. So why is it important to have a sales funnel? Because one, it creates customers. Your funnel, once you have a good sales funnel, your sales funnel usually comes with lead capturing potential. And some funnels actually, when you purchase funnels, some funnels already have lead, like they actually sell you. All right, let me explain this. Whatever industry you are in, if you get a funnel for your industry, they will sell you the names and email addresses and so on. They will give you, built into that funnel, sometimes 5,000, 10,000, depending on which package you choose. They will give you they will give you lists that are interested in your products and services. So if you are an attorney and there are people out there who are interested in, let's say, particular services that attorneys offer, when you purchase a funnel and you put in the industry you're in, that funnel will come with thousands of people that you can then send out your, let's say if you're doing a newsletter, if you have a particular offer, a special or whatever, you can send it to these people and know that you are hitting your specific target market. You're not selling, let's say you're not selling ice cream to somebody who doesn't use milk. You are selling specifically to your target market. So it creates customers and then it generates referrals. You also get the referral generation. The sales funnel will also monitor and track everything in your sales process so that you can make decisions. You will know, well, this working, that isn't working, and so on. And if you understand what I just showed you in terms of the Facebook group, you'll realize that that's doing a lot of the funnel. That's doing a lot of funneling, because that's showing me what worked, what responses I got to which posts, what responses I got to which lives, which time of the day is better to do certain things and stuff like that. So it does a lot of monitoring and tracking, and the sales funnel narrows the business focus to a specific group of prospects. So that's why it's a funnel. So just as a physical funnel will be wide at the top and then it comes down smaller, the funnel will narrow your focus to the specific target area or the target market that you need to reach. So these are things that you can put in place that can help you to get ahead of your money game. When you invest in a good funnel, when you have a good funnel, you are increasing awareness, you're increasing your interaction, you're increasing your conversions, right? You now have something that will be automated, that will help your clients, your customers, your target market to quickly take action. So therefore, you're not trying to sell anymore. You have this is why I talked about the systems. You have a system. You have something now that can work without you, because even if you weren't well, you have a system that is not dependent on your ability to get up and talk to people and sell people something. Okay, so understanding the leads, your landing pages, your leads, understanding your funnels, right? These are all things that will help you to get ahead of your money game. Now, ultimately, you would want to have a website and all of that, and there are reasons why you have a website. A lot of people have websites. A lot of people will go to people to get websites done, and the people, sometimes what happens, because it happened to me when I was starting out, the people who do your websites can do a website, but they know nothing about marketing. They know nothing about sales generation. They don't know, they're not including the real meat of the matter. So you have a lot of people who just have websites. You just go on the website and that's it. But if you combine the website with the marketing aspect of it and so on, then the purpose of that site is to capture leads, convert those leads to actual customers and so on. So the website has to have built into it the ability to do those conversions, to capture certain things for you, to give you feedback on what is happening and so on. So I wanted to share that with you. For those of you who would have started from the very first week that I did this, today would be week 12, where I would have covered all 12 modules. Like I said, I know some people miss some of the modules, and those of you who miss modules, just reach out to me and let me know the ones that you miss, and then you can, because it is done in such a way that you don't have to start at a particular point, because each module can stand on its own. So we're gonna go back now to the mindset, and we're gonna go right through the modules again from next week, because there are people who came in at Eating Your Life Frog and so on. Now, ultimately, my goal for each person who's doing this, the title of the program is Level Up 2022. We want to know that at the end of this program, and this is just my introductory course. At the end of this, the persons who are doing this introductory program, the persons who are doing this starter, you have been armed with the information. I have exposed you to things that you probably would not have known before, not heard about, or might have heard about them, might have had some level of awareness, but not really known how to use it, not really know, well, this is why this is happening, this is why people do this, or this is how I can do this, and so on. So now that you've been armed with that, the next step is for you to go over, like Bernard says, he takes his notes, he takes the time to go through it and so on. You got a lot of information. lots of information, lots of value. But you are only going to benefit from the value that I've given. I know the value that I've given. I know the value I've given to you. But it will only become tangible for you when you actually do the work. You have to put in the work. There's certain decisions you have to make for yourself that I cannot make for you. But once you make those decisions, I can hold your hand. I can take you on that journey, and that's what ultimately I would like to be able to do, to be able to walk with you so that you are able to realistically, you want to have more impact, and you want to have more impact, you want to increase your influence, and you want to increase your income. Those are the two ultimate outcomes, and you can't do one without the other. Your influence and your impact goes hand in hand with your income. So for those of you who would have done all the sessions and come to this point, that is ultimately what we want to achieve. I know some of you would have fallen behind in terms of doing each week's work, but take the time to go over those sessions. Take the time to sit down and do the work. And you will see that once you do that, you cannot remain the same. You cannot continue doing business as usual, right? Like I said, my guarantee to you was to give you clarity, consistency, commitment, helping you to understand how those three things, if you work those three things, you combine them properly, how it can make a significant change in your life. As I over the 12 weeks, the clarity that you should have, not just in terms of your finances, but also in terms of who you are, understanding who you are right now, where are you at, and then who you want to become. That's the clarity. This is where I'm at. Remember, I would have asked some of you to, get a bag and write your physical notes in that bag. This is where I'm at. I'm at point A, and I want to go to the other point. I want to go to point F, G, and so on. And once you identify those 2 points, what are the things that you need to pack in your bag to get there? So you've been on a phenomenal journey. I've totally enjoyed the journey with you. I want to get some feedback from those of you who would have gone through the sessions before, and even for today's session. I need your feedback, and I would ask you to, if you can, give me maybe written testimonials. You can send them to me in voice notes. Let me know how the program worked for you, how you benefited from the program and stuff like that. I desire that, and I need that from you. If your feedback is negative, I need it. If it is positive, I need it. It will help me to make the improvements that I need to make, and so on. And certainly for that for that feedback, understand, like I said, this group is a synergy, because wherever I am going, because you have decided to be part of this program, because we have created a synergy, it means automatically the platforms, the other platforms that I'm going to, I will automatically take you. All right, because I cannot disassociate myself now from what I've already invested in you. You might be able to disassociate yourself from me, but the time, the information, and so on that I have given, this is all part of my asset building and my net worth building. So for those of you who will do the feedback for me, who will give me that written testimonial or that voice note that I can use on my social media, I will do the same for you. When you are building your own platforms, when you are building your business, I will certainly in kind give you back that testimonial that will help you then to build the credibility that you need to build on a digitized platform. So I want to thank those of you who have agreed and have been a part of this. Like I said, for those of you who have to do other sessions, we will continue. And those of you who miss, just reach out to me, and I will let you know then, when you can come back in. And like I said, if you look at the flyer, the order on the flyer is the order of the modules and so on. So I want to thank you for, participating, and I want to get some feedback from you. First of all, on today's presentation, and also for those of you who were here last week, I know some of you said you were going to go away and do certain things, so share with us. When you share, you also encourage each other. So I just want to give you opportunity now to open your mics and share on today's session. If there are questions that you want to ask me about what I've shown you, feel free to do so.
I'm not crossing you. The young lady that we spoke to last week that was doing these soaps and stuff that she wanted to do, how is she? I can't remember her name, but I kept her in prayer. Talia.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Working on better. Working on okay, so better than before.
You were on my thoughts before me.
Thank you for the prayers. I have some good news. I've been a busy little bee. I have been more active this past week than I have ever been, so to speak, with relation to being committed to me.
Amen.
I have come up with a few products to start with. I am currently working on the tweaks for the recipes so that I can then look at my raw materials and work that out, and my packaging and work that out as well. So I'm a little fussy.
We can hear the fussiness.
That I'm trying
it has not been
Hello,
easy
good evening.
because
financially.
Hi.
I know when the moods hit me and when the pains
Hi,
hit
Maureen.
me, it changes my state of mind.
Sorry?
And I've been pretty much fighting tooth and nail, working through it. It's really
this
trying
is
real hard
Maureen
not to give up on
from
myself.
BLP.
So it has
Okay, let me call you back because I'm here in a seminar online, but I'll call you back.
Thanks talking to
Thanks
you
for reaching
when
out.
I got the senior pains. I started my little jewelry thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just listening to you last week just had me like, you know what? You can do this. Right? So I started making my chains and I finished one. And I hear doing the other one.
Can you show us?
And yes, ma'am. What I gotta do, ma'am? Normally I forget. Or the camera.
Put on your camera, yes.
Alright, I come in.
Okay. Nice. And these are the sort of testimonies that we want. And this is why I am doing that. I can show you. Several people said to me, these are coaches at my level and stuff, that said to me, the program too cheap. Why are you doing that? Da, 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 da. I said, no. The people that need this can't afford it. And even though I know it can bring me more income and I do need that income, I want to be able to offer this to people who cannot afford it. Whatever they do with it is their business, right? Because I'm not going to do it twice. But I am so happy at the testimonies that I'm hearing, because people did attack me and say, man, no, you can't do that. Sure, that's madness, right? But I am happy that, to hear the things that I'm hearing. Talia, you are in a whole different space. You've leveled up. And that's what it's about. Ah, boy.
And a big thank you to you, Mom. A big thank you.
You're welcome.
I might not know if y'all can see it.
Man, you gave me goosebumps. I see it just now.
Wait a minute.
Wait, boy. Wait, can I record? Wait, boy. What? I love
Recording in progress.
I love it.
It's a Shell's chain set. I did it every since, and I never got back to it. So I made an effort to try to do them.
Let me see if I can make you spotlight for everyone.
That's very pretty though.
So bring it up. Put it around your neck.
Trying to get hooked.
Ay, you listen. Oh, Lord. I feel so fussy. to have to be, you know, to
I
be.
know this. I know this is a
And very
lady
nice.
moment, but I gotta interject. You had that. You had all that.
That's very nice. I love it.
Huh?
That looks
But
so
I couldn't
nice.
find,
You had all
I
that
wasn't
creating and
finding
stuff.
the
That
money
is
to
beautiful.
do buy the stuff. That was my problem. Getting money. The bees here are so expensive,
Yeah.
and I don't know another way how to get started. But I just decided to cut a bill and buy them a tray out.
Where do
Because
you,
that's gonna pay your bills. That's gonna pay your bills.
Where do you buy the pieces?
I bought them from AliExpress. This is the blue one here.
Yeah. Okay. That's because I thought if there was in America, you got a friend in America, I could buy them for you and get them.
I do. That's why I am checking around. I want to find out what I will do, Bernard. I will gotta get the number from mom, and I don't know. I need to find out where you can get them from, because honestly, these here alone, a little pouch is that big, and it'd be more. And I barely get these here, right? But somebody told me AliExpress is get them.
Yeah.
Or I can find out if overseas is sell them. So what I will have to do is like send you the name of them, and if you can check them out for me, I'll be so grateful. But I just started talking to Leah last week, and knowing that me and she in the same position where we developed in, and I say, you know what? Instead of just sitting down and laying down, why don't you sit up, put up my feet, and try a chain set? So I remember I had some
Lord, drop that bag of money over there. Huh? He gave you the knowledge. That's why I tell people all the time. He gives you the knowledge. You gotta it's there. You gotta get up and get it. So
but a lady teach me this at my workplace. My work do craft, national assistant board. But she died, and I fell in love with this set from the first time she teach me. And I said, you know what? Much people don't wear the shell chain. And I said I'm gonna try 2 multicolor ones, which I did, right? And I want to time myself to see how long it will take me to do one chain. But this one take me a long week, the whole week, because I was in and out dealing with mom and everything. But this one I started yesterday and finished it today.
Wow.
Now you're gonna make some matching earrings now.
Wow.
And this one, no.
I hear, yes.
Yes, I didn't hear you clearly. What you said with that?
Now you're gonna make the matching earrings. I'm a man, but I
do both.
things.
I do both the earring and the bracelet. This here now is this right now starting.
You are blessed. You are blessed.
This is the green.
That is beautiful.
So I say we'll do them, put them on social media and see if I get sales of them. But it's the material.
The first place you should have put them on is right here.
Yeah.
We should be looking at.
Amen.
Amen. Right here.
Yep.
Is that right,
Yes.
Sheriff?
Yes.
Listen. Look, I'm speechless.
I'm excited.
Because that's just 1 week. That's just 1 week.
There's hope. There's hope. I'm excited about it. Yeah.
But not only that, Bernard, the other thing about Allison is that, you know that Allison actually did, in the class that I would have taught them for business and office administration, Allison helped the group to do a presentation of a PowerPoint presentation around the same jewelry concept. But Allison already got a PowerPoint that she can use for this, a whole PowerPoint video, but all right. I know when mom push her, y'all's complaining for me and call police and all kinds of things, but you can get pushed, my dear.
Don't matter how you learn differently, you can do this here. I mean, after listening to Talia, I felt like heartbroken because it was like I understand what she is going through. The only way you can understand a person if you've been down that road. And I was like, you know what she making? She can make socks, we can make jewelry. And I just say, here, just eating this pain when I could fight this pain, though. And I just get up and I had a money there for bill. I said, to me, go away. Because again, try these bees. And I just went and I just started. right? But I was telling my sister I got to get this material where I can taste. It'd be like close to like 150 to buy all them beads, and that only doing one chain. And if I buy them in bulks, so then I will can't sell it at the price I want because I just feel that nobody ain't gonna buy them at the high price, right? So it's better to start off small.
Your work is valuable. You gotta look at it that way. You know,
And I heard that.
say your work is valuable.
Listen,
You know,
let me stop you
remember-
right there.
You remember in the class, somebody taught us to know our value?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Of course.
I was listening to you.
That's a beautiful piece, though. Thank
Thank you.
you. Right.
And I haven't done it for so long.
Allison, you could do like pop-up shops.
Uh-huh.
Do like pop-up shops in areas that will cater to tourists. Like
Yes. I got ideas, but I just want to get the income to get the material, and I know it only go from there.
Yeah.
Because I can put my money all into it, as well as God give me strength.
I am so happy for you.
Thank you.
I am so happy for you. And the next stage now would be to, because like I said, once you come into the starter and you decide this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm starting, the whole idea is to start where you're at, right? And then I'll teach you now that you know what you're doing, you've done that, I can teach you now how to do your pricing. I can teach you now the Excel, the spreadsheets, the accounting programs, how to get that pricing right, so that you know, one, how to buy your materials, how to price your goods, and so on. And then also to get you in the right market. Because you're talking about, like I said, remember that I talked this evening about the shift. So who you used to sell to before, if you know you're spending 150 on that to create that, you're not going to be marketing that to people who want to spend $25 or $50 on a product. One of the ladies who was doing this session, she was in this session one of the weeks, and she is doing my platinum product with me, which is like $5,000 for that whole package, because when she's finished, she's gonna have her website, all her pricing, all that, right? No, Bernard was talking about she making turnovers, right, Bernard?
Yeah, you make any kind of pastry.
This lady makes turnovers. This lady makes pone, sweet bread, great cake, buljo, you name it, she makes it, right? You know how much she sells? She supplies all 50 states in the US with pone and sweet bread and things like that. Can you guess how much she sells? I can't remember if I told y'all. You know how much she sells a pone for?
Yeah, I think you told us last week. Something with her.
$30. $30 Bajan is the cost of one of her pones. $15 US. She says, I buy my products in the US, so it's US dollars for me. I use quality products.
Right.
I don't put crap in the thing. $30. And she supplies to all 50 states. Right? She cannot bake enough pone, enough sweet bread, and so on.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
But I would love to sit down and do these here 7 days a week.
She does CMOS gels, right?
Yeah.
Wait, man, because seeing is believing. She does CMOS gels, and she sells a mason jar bottle of CMOS gel for $50.
Wow.
Right? This is her stuff here. Look at it. Look at that. I did. Oh, sorry. Wait. Now I have to spend time with her. Now conceptualization. The time that I spent listening to her, understanding who she is, what she's about, and so on. Look at the sweet breads. Now this is her business card that I did for her, and when she saw her business card, she screamed. She said, "Oh my God!" I said, yes, because your business card has to represent you. It has to represent you, the art, the creativity, and so on. They taking her products and putting it into this design, into her heart, building her whole story for her business. I did all of that. So when you hear 5,000, you think, oh, you're saying that, you know, but look at it. But the Bajan flag, the Jamaican flag, she's Bajan, she's married to a Jamaican man. I can give you the whole story for this card. Right? When she saw those cards, she started to bawl. She was so shocked. Those are her turnovers. This is her escovite fish. I think this is a Jamaican dish. She doesn't only do Barbadian stuff, but the woman going all through the region and creating dishes, representing, look, seasoning. Come on, what's her excuse? And she does all this by herself. She told me nobody don't even help her clean up. All by herself at this point. Everything I show you is her. Great cakes.
You don't want those coming to my house, right?
Stop! Shut up, Bernard. We are no longer friends. Tell me when mine coming to your house. Look at the cassava pone. Strawberry cake. More great cakes. Seasoning. Turnovers. Breakfast. Something she did there. I want to show you the CMOS gels that she does. She does this rainbow cake.
Oh dear.
You understand? So Bernard was just telling me that the lady makes turnovers. When this lady carried me through her product listing alone, I was like, oh my God. This is sea moss and iris moss here that she does. All by herself. And she is, Bernard, she's in her 60s, right?
I would say so. I tend not to ask ladies the name or
Yeah.
the age.
The macaroni pie. Look at that salad. Do you understand why you did the business card the way you did it? Look at that. Look at the color. Fish cakes.
My favorite turnover.
This one is super red. This is a beet, something she does. Right? Packaging. So you understand what I'm saying? You first of all, you have to change your mindset. Don't think about what you're doing from the perspective of how you used to think about it before and who you used to sell it to before and that kind of thing. We're leveling up. A new level. There are people out there who will buy your product at the price that you have to sell it at to make a profit. You have to know your market and target that market.
I never sell none of these. I never sell any.
All right. So these are the 2 drinks. I mean, she does a lot of stuff. So begin to think differently about what you're doing and what you have to offer and so on. All right. Okay, so thanks for sharing that, Allison. I am really happy. I'm really excited.
You're welcome.
And Talia, I am happy for you. I saw something on Facebook and I sent that thing to you and I thought, wow, that just popped across my timeline in time and I said, well, this looks interesting. So I said, let me send it to you to see if that's something you want to do.
Absolutely. What's the first thing that you see when you send me that?
Yeah. I was like, wow. All right. Anybody else?
Well, I have came up with an idea from the last time I spoke to you on how to getting my content out because I also do bake. I don't have no work to show up, but I started doing like some low, logos and so as to make a start.
Yes.
So my son told me that we would do the things early on mornings, because he goes to bed rather late from coming in late for the night. And he would, when he rest, he would go and like try to sell the stuff, target the areas where he live. I mean where we were, and we would go from there.
Nice.
But in all the training was was impactful. A lot to go away with. I like the last segment about showing you how you could sell your stuff through the internet and sell yourself, because I know how to bake, I know how to ice, and what the girl does there, I do all of that and more. So yeah, it would carry it to the next level now.
Next level.
So there's some things I missed, so I gotta come back in and go over what I missed. But if you don't mind having me inside there and peeping along with you, I will.
Yeah.
Just to help the king.
I'll be happy to have you. And like I said, we want to take action. You want to do the stuff.
The only thing is though, my only problem is though that because you see where the part you were showing like doing the actual things and people see you actually doing them, my only downside is my backdrop in the kitchen is that you will see like work that has to be done that ain't done yet, right? So, and you know, people look past what you're doing and looking all down inside the kitchen.
Right. So you want to, you have to have that to the standard to really do the volumes that you want to do.
Yes, yes, right. But if I had that the way like the kitchen, the window done put in and the tile done do and you know the backsplash done do and everything, trust me, ma'am, I'd have thought about showing people how to bake and things online and doing things the correct way and all of that there, but it's just that setback. That's my main setback is the kitchen. The cupboards are in, everything is pristine, but it's just that part, the backdrop where that it will show you the window and the backsplash. You can actually see that it's raw material and it wants doing and all of that, and that won't be nice to do to showcase like.
So it means that whatever you do, you first have to work out what it will cost to get that part fixed and done, and then you look at the products that you have to sell, and you first target the sales to do that first. Right? Target the sales to do that first. So that you know, okay, well, if I gotta make 50 pizzas, by doing 50 pizzas because this is what this, putting in that window and doing this will cost me. So look at what that first step, what you need to make the area, bring it up to standard, to standardize it, and then you look at the products that you need to sell and how many you need to sell to be able to meet that target. So that's how I would, help you to work that out so that you know exactly where you're going and how much you need to do and what you need to do, because depending on what it costs and stuff, because you can do a lot of things like Easter. This is Easter weekend, right? There are different things that you can do, and like I said too, synergies. Because if we can form synergies and we understand the power of synergies, listen, man, listen. You know how much we could do even in this small group, and you could form it. And you say, well, I don't have a kitchen, but so and so has a kitchen that's appropriate. I could think, but then how can we work together? How can we think if we can form those synergies here? Again, you know, on a lot of these social media platforms, you see people who have paired up and they are working together, and I mean licking dust, you know, licking dust just from coming together. They're able then to maximize. There are two ladies that really bless my heart. They really, really bless my heart. How they work together, how they pair up. They know they know their strengths, and each person plays to their particular strength and stuff. They don't compete, they complete each other, and that's pretty amazing, you know. Um, so there are ways again at um, getting around those things that might seemingly be big problems. There are solutions for those things. I'm showing you my screen again. Now this is the two ladies that I was telling you about. Look at this. See this here? See that? There's real stuff.
That's the money there, man.
Yes, ma'am.
They millionaires already.
Right?
Sorry, then. They gotta get us a good call.
Right. So, and this is a Facebook group. All right, let me show you something else. When I tell you that they work together and they synergize, two ladies, and they all either. All right, wait, I want to see videos.
So, right?
Y'all can see a video.
Welcome to day 21
Yes,
of the
please.
Facebook group Monetization and Growth Challenge. So happy that you've made it this far. Today's a really fun day. It's day 3 of our 3-day series on where to actually put your funnel inside of your Facebook group in order to see the massive success that we want, the leads coming through, the low ticket page being put in front of people, passive income coming in. And just as a reminder, in 2 days from now, we are going to be doing the Facebook group growth portion of this challenge. Make sure that if you haven't yet, you click the link above, get into a messenger with us so that you can get notified, because those are every day, April 12th through the 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern, live for 1 full hour. And it's going to be really fun. We'll have prizes. We're going to be coaching. There's going to be so much going on then. So just make sure that you put that in the calendar and commit to being there, because as we know, we need people coming through the door of the Facebook group in order for this funnel to work, for you to see the passive income and ultimately the sales that you want inside of your business. Okay, so today is all about guides, putting your funnel in the guides. Now, your group has to be set up in a certain way.
All right, wait, I want to stop this one because I want to show you all the one with, I want her and her partner.
Settings and things.
I want to show you her and her partner, how the two of them work together.
Hello everyone. All right, let's get into this. This is exciting. We're getting into the sales of leading people from your freebie to your low ticket offer, and how you can use a Facebook group funnel to see massive growth and massive sales happening in your business. So today we're talking viral posts. But what I just want to point out before we get into them is this is a beast, and it can totally be tackled, especially if you have Ali and I in your corner. We have become Facebook group experts, but this is a beast. So we really are going to be doing this more tomorrow with a 1-hour live training. So you see that there is a calendar link above. Make sure you click that, add this to your calendar, because we're going to be live at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow talking about viral posts, how they work, and also creating some with you. So show up live for that, and you'll be able to interact with us. So go ahead, Ali, let's get into it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to stop my share quick and just have a quick chat with you. So let's talk about the Facebook group algorithm for a second. The reason why we have this hour-long training tomorrow is because viral posts, what we call viral posts, which are posts that go inside of your Facebook group that promote community conversation are the main indicator to Facebook that your Facebook group is running well and that people are engaging and creating a favorable relationship with the platform itself. And you're helping Facebook, so Facebook is going to help you. When you have this strategy down, you're going to get pushed into the search and suggestions. Facebook is going to give you free marketing, and it's very important that you are consistently engaging your community in a way that Facebook wants you to. And we, Katie and I, have come up with a strategy that not only works for Facebook, but works for you as the business owner to help you get to know your audience, to help create the freebies, the low ticket offers, the courses that sell. And it all has to do with getting new people through the door of your Facebook group and interacting in your viral posts. So we're going to talk more about general content strategy tomorrow. And we want you to click that link and join us. And we're going to be live so you can actually interact with us, because we love you guys and the comments that you've been putting below. It's just been so fun to see all of the work that you've been doing. We can't wait to get to know you further. So make sure you show up tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. But today we're going to talk about specifically how you can use these viral posts, as we call them, to actually promote your.
Okay, so you see how they've worked together, Sakura, and you see what I'm saying. So it's all about that mindset shift. It's all about that mindset shift, because a lot of our culture has impacted us in very, very negative ways, even towards each other, where we can't do things with each other. Oh, I don't, to people. We've had so much impact from cultural things and our socialization. And oftentimes when we compare the success of other races and so on, the major difference that I have found is that they have somehow broken out of the things that would impact them. As much as I'm in a local group where, these men is just every day is about something concerning racism, which is good education, good information for us and so on. But I can tell you that on the flip side, the groups that I am in with Caucasian people, Asian people, Muslims, whatever, they don't respond to me in that way. They don't. As a matter of fact, because they know where they are at. Like you listened to her just now, based on what I explained to you before. Now what she is saying could make sense to you. Now you understand her whole personality, the whole vibe, right? When you go into those forums, if you don't have a mindset change, if you come into that forum and you thinking, oh, see them white people, I can't stand them white people, see them white people this and them white people that, them white people won't buy you things though. They have money available to buy your stuff. They will be, they're happy for the conversation and the exchanges, right? Like I said to you, one lady, Ilona Lapari, Ilona said to me, Cheryl, go ahead, share your stuff on my page. You might not be ready for what I have to offer yet. When she said ready,
freebie and your low ticket offer.
we talking $16,500 is what her product. That's her cheapest product. And she said to me, go share on my page. You can share your stuff on my page, sell your stuff on my page until you get to that place where you can then afford what I have to offer. Right? Now, I got the black people that know me don't even want to comment on my posts. They don't even want to share my posts. But here is a woman who doesn't know me. I've never met her in person. And this is what she says to me. So synergies, forming the right synergies, building the right relationships.
On this beautiful Wednesday, I should say, I hope everyone is doing well and everyone has gotten the notices inside the community for our weekly live show. I'm back with you with another beautiful topic and also beautiful perspective that I'd love to share with you from my work and also the work that I do with my clients on really helping you guys out on taking that big mission and vision that you all have and starting to articulate that for your ideal clients and not only making the income you want, but also making the income. So before I start, I am waiting a few more minutes to have a lot of you join. If you are online here and if you are inside the community, so that we can have an interactive conversations. I always love those conversations better than anything else, because then I know I'm present with you and I'm actually relating the topic or the information to where you are, and we are personalizing it and I'm answering your questions. I think that's very, very important. That's why I encourage you to show up for these lives and be present with me, because of course it's always about the experience. It's not always the same when you are replaying this a little bit after. If you possibly can, obviously I know everyone is busy and doing things, but if I can give you one aha moment or a 2 millimeter shift, as I always say, with the topics that I cover and based on our conversation and answering your questions, then I'm sure it will be worthwhile your time. Hello, Nika. Having high a high ticket, low value business model really allows you to stay focused, because the clients that you are serving are quality, committed, and also most important are clients that are interested and have partnered with you to get the transformation or the result that you provide through your business. So that is kind of how all of that sort of connects together. Hello, Terry. It's so good to see you in our live today. Yeah, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining. And I hope you'll jump right into this topic of, I know you speak so often over procrastination. That definitely might come up when we kind of go for bigger things in our business and we are trying to serve higher quality clients and charge higher for our programs that we're building. I've gotten on a lot of calls with you guys as members, and I know the biggest pain point that we all have as entrepreneurs is really, if we're looking to grow our business to 6 and 7 figures, we don't need 1 million people following us. We only need a certain amount of qualified, loyal fans, as I say, people that love our work and we are making a big impact with, so that we can grow very easily to 6 and 7 figures. So I think, understanding the reason behind the way that we can do that is important. A lot of you guys in this community have other offers, and it's okay to have other offers, but have a really great strategy. Be very focused with, first of all, I would say the biggest thing is really, I think, out of all my experience, what I've learned is that we don't feel like we can charge premium for what we do, for the work that we do, because we are not even very aware of how to articulate the value that we provide in the marketplace. We're not very sure of the messaging. We're not very sure even who we serve sometimes. And don't be afraid as your business evolves, and as my personal business has evolved, our ideal client doesn't mean it changes, it just evolves, right? So we start out with someone, and then as we are serving and as we are growing and developing, and also we are investing in our own growth as far as the skills and the area of expertise that we all have to bring to the table, our ideal client changes. So I think one of the biggest pain points of why entrepreneurs don't feel like they can charge decent price for their offers, and I'll talk a little bit more about, how do we actually price our offers, is because we are not even sure who we're speaking to. We're not really even aware of what their pain points are, what the results that people want are, what is the transformation we're able to provide. Depending on the phase and stage in your business, if you maybe have had a group coaching program and now you're going to private coaching, or maybe you have a course, or maybe you're an author, maybe you're writing books, right? So whatever your avenue is, whatever you've done so far, obviously in order to grow further in your business,
you take what you have built and you are gonna need to improve it, and include some new strategies in your business.
Okay, I met her recently, just about 2 weeks or so ago. I met her, and she totally blew me away when she told me the cost of her services was $16,500. I was like, "We use my new best friend." I mean, and US dollars, right? And as she said, if you don't know how, you might have something of worth, but just not know how to articulate that value to the person who needs that particular service and product. And she's introduced me recently to people who bought her services, people who have paid, and people that and I'm like, nice. Now, a lot of them don't speak English. They struggle with the English and stuff like that. And I was like, right? So there are a lot of mindset shifts that we must have if we're going to take ourselves and our businesses to that next level. There are people out there doing it. Right? There are people out there doing it. I don't need to charge the amount that she is charging. It's not a copycat thing. But what you want to be able to take away is learning how to value what you are doing. Value it correctly. And even before valuing what you are doing, value yourself. Value yourself. As Allison said, well, hey, well, Talia could do so, I could do that. Value, yes, you can do it. And in spite of whatever is going on in your life, everybody has something going on. There still is a way, there still is a solution. So I just want to encourage you and just, all the force that is within me, just push you to that next level. Right? Everybody is going to have their own journey. Everybody will have their own uniqueness and so on. But at the same time, what we will all have in common is that we're all going to the next level. We're all going forward. So that is what I want as a final outcome. All right. Anybody else? Hey.
Sorry, ladies have left us speechless.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi, Judy.
Hi. What I can say about tonight, it put me in the frame of mind of thinking, work smarter and not harder.
Correct.
I use about with social media and so on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what came to mind, And they see that as a kind of a smart move. Because I mean, yes, and they're struggling saying that, you don't have the finances to start the business, so on and so on. But again, here's another area, we can move into, right? And say, even then when you get what you want to do up and running, that will still integrated into that as well.
Yes.
So it's that together, I think I'm smart. But yes, for me, I had a while ago, right? And I still, I am procrastinating with this wrong money. And so again, come back again, starting to start and then hearing what you said your friend does in terms of the sweet tooth and so on, all across, the region and so on. I was, whoa. Because I can't see. Wait, tell me, where does she live? She lives in Barbados or in Jamaica?
She's in America. She's in New Jersey.
Well, she's in New Jersey, right? I can tell that after what she's doing, people wonder, but you can see that happening, right? But she's unique in her own way. But now just can't really get his products, right? So I'm saying that, I have in mind, they say, well, to me, I have in mind this thing, I think it's one part. So they really stop for procrastinating. Yeah, I think we'll go and look to see the things that you need,
Because Judy, we already agreed on this. We talked about the 36,000 a year. It take you was this going into 3 weeks now. Now, when you really it for you it might seem like a lot. for me, that I can get that happen for you in maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right?
Are you serious? Well, I never talk about that one. That's the thing about it. So I mean,
Yeah, because understand, like I said, strategy, system, synergies, right? Now, even with her and the products that she is doing and stuff, now she does the baking and stuff. And when we had our first consultation, and what I gave her that first consultation, she said to me, but I was here with this business and I did not know what to do next. You have just mapped it out for me very clearly. Now, she doesn't want to have to spend the time thinking about the business and planning the business. She wants to bake and sell. So she has given me that responsibility to do that in exchange for a fee, right?
Yeah.
Now, the amount of things that came out from her just talking to me, she's gonna make her income coming from her baking business. She's gonna have a cooking channel. She's gonna have a school to educate people on baking and stuff. The catering business is gonna take on a whole different look. The products that she sells, the packaging, right? Because she does so much variety. The concepts that I would have given her for her products, how to think, just little tweaks. She can make so much more from so much less. So you have to decide, like I said, you have to make some decisions. Do you want to go to the next level? Do you want to grow? And who can take you there? Who can help you to do that? And once you've made that decision, then if you know that this is what you need and you're convinced that yes, this can take me to the next level. I remember Victorine, we had a conversation at night, and she said to me, about it was lepers. And one of the lepers, she said to me, one of the lepers say, if we stay here, we can die. And there's a possibility if we go over there, we can die too. But we know for sure we can die here. So let's move. Taking that business to the next level, once you make that decision, the next question is how am I going to take it there? How am I going to do it? Right? This is what it costs me. I can't afford it. How will I be able to afford this? And that's the same conversation I've had with Ilona. I mean, I was like, what's sorry, madam? This is who it is, but I want to do it with her, because this is the thing too. Every level that you are at, when you come into a room, this is how learning is. My slogan is that learning is a lifelong journey. It is not an event. So when you're thinking about running and you just running one event, no, that's not learning. Learning is a lifelong journey. It's not a one-time event. It's not a 100-meter sprint. Now, when the level I am at right now, I know as much as I know. I need somebody who is above me, who will take me to the next level. Now, if I am the room you are in right now, your feet are on the floor. So that's the level you're standing on. Now, if you want to go to the next level, now the next level has the ceiling. And when you're on the floor, that ceiling is above you. But when you get to that next level, that ceiling then becomes your floor. You are now standing on the thing that was your ceiling that you had to reach up to is now beneath your feet. So for me, I want somebody now who is beyond me, who charges, who will look at people and charge 33,000 Barbados dollars. I want to talk to them kind of friends. How you just look at people and tell them, listen, come sign up with the program for me for $33,000. It's not a university program. How you get people to do? So I have to have people also who are taking me to the next level. And believe what I tell you, I am going to pay her every cent to teach me that. And the thing is, from the conversation we had, she said, Cheryl, you know a lot of it. Because the exchange with her, she was like, yeah. And she was like, wait, you sure I got to coach you or you got to coach me? Because we've had some very interesting exchanges, yeah? But you if you want to go to that next level, you first have to decide. And the persons who commit to that transformation, the persons who decide It is not if, it is how. Those are the persons who obviously get the success, who reap rewards and so on. And that is what it is for me personally, because as I said to you, this journey that you are on, I'm also on. I have to go to the next level. I have to be able to redeem a lot of the time that I've lost, the income that I've lost, the opportunities that I've lost. I have to redeem those. And I'm not going to spend the rest of my life trying to redeem it. It has to happen in 2022. Level up in 2022. I am no longer waiting until 2023, 2024, 25. I don't know if I have that put down. So I have to now make some serious decisions. And once I make those decisions, I have to throw my actions behind those decisions. Right? So the whole unlocking of those secrets, knowing those things that we don't know, that's important. That's so important. And once you find out, then just begin to take action. That's what separates the success people from the people who are not succeeding. Take action. All right? And then be consistent. Once you start it, don't stop. Keep being consistent. Keep doing it. Keep repeating it. You've done it once, repeat. All right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm really happy for the actions that I've heard tonight and the progress that you're making. The inspiration is great. I am encouraged. I am really, really encouraged. So my mind is going to be turning over as to what your needs are, what do you need next, how I can help you next, and so on. That's where my mind would be at. I am happy for all the things that we've given birth to. For those of you who didn't have businesses that are giving birth to new businesses, those of you who already had businesses but you're taking it to the next level, that too is a type of birthing, because you now have to do things differently, or you have to do new things, or you have to do it with new people. So there's a level of birthing that has to happen there too. So there will be those pains, there will be the birthing pains, there will be the feeling of gassing and nausea and stuff like that. You will have that because you're birthing something that did not exist before. Okay. All right. Anybody else?
Recording stopped.
I'm going to stop the recording there. Now, all these recordings, these are recordings that I will not be using, in that way on social media or anything like that. But as I go forward, after these sessions, the sessions that I will be doing at the regular prices and stuff, certainly those will be recorded and some of it used for social media, but our sessions will not be used. Information from our sessions will not be used, but it will be for my purposes in terms of capturing the testimonies and what actually happened from week to week, because it can happen so quickly that you can easily forget that it actually happened or what inspired you and so on. So I really wanted to capture those stories. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else? And then we can safely wrap up this session so that you can get on with the other things you have to do for tonight. Anybody else wanted to say anything?
I'm extremely happy to see that the results of these past weeks, come to fruition. It actually worked because we have two people that made it work. Well, everybody made it work, but two people pop up. Okay, we have some that jump off ship and start running the other direction before we got to the end of it.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. You know, but it's sure how important that this session been. It plucked it woke up some of our dreams again, have us dreaming again, looking to create and to do things that we thought we couldn't do. But it's really great. Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, you know, when I first came to America, I came to America with the intention to go into fashion and designing. And I already have a name for my store stapled in the back of my head, and it wouldn't leave. And the name of my store was supposed to be Shirts and Skirts, because I made clothes for women and men. And I've gone ahead and I spoke to people, you know, who are good with the sewing machine and things like that. And I always try to put it together, buy the right material and design my shirts, start off with shirts again, and you know, nice looking dress shirts, you know, and maybe summer fits and things like that, and try to get the men back into the fashion world, you know, without the past, you know, the bottom and stuff like that. But I always go back to the financial way, you know. But that's a talent in me that even though I see ladies produce their product, I'm saying, gee, I should have my line of shirts already for summer coming up, and my line of short pants for summer, you know, just outfits. And I'm sure that would do very, very well. But to do it, you know, so we all have things buried inside that we need to do, we ought to do it, you know, and stuff like that. But we procrastinate. Well, I'm talking about me now. We procrastinate and do things differently. But hey, I still might pull the rabbit out of the hat for next time I say, hey, ladies, look at my product.
Amen. And that's what I love about the community, because just as Allison said, you know, Talia influenced her and so on. I'm sure Victorine inspired Talia to get going. I mean, if Talia had done nothing else, I mean, even hearing her, where her spirit is at this week. I mean, she said she had the best week. You understand the power.
Yes.
This spirit that lies in us coming together as a community, connecting and so on. You know, she would have thought before, well, somebody had to put money in her hand to get that change, or she had to get back her job, or no, none of that happened yet. But she's on a whole different level, in a whole different space, you know, and that's why I believe in the power of these sessions. Like I said, I experienced this, seeing the Caucasians in Westmoreland do this in their homes, and I'm thinking, what? No, this has to come to my community. This has to come to my people, you know. And Bernard knows. Bernard can tell you. Bernard, how long ago have I been doing this? Bernard can tell you when I did this in my backyard. Bernard can tell you when I brought out all sorts of glass trays with fancy orders. Tell them, Bernard, how long I've been doing it. And doing it free. All from my pocket.
Free, right. Yeah, I told you, you can't save the world by yourself. You can't save the world by yourself. But that's what we used to do. You know, and but it wasn't in vain. It wasn't in vain at all. You know, and everything that we talked about, I still gotta send you that video that we talked about and we did back then. It's still present today. You know, we've got to get a group of people where we've got to have that great mindset.
Yeah.
About learn how to work together as people. That's our biggest downfall. We don't know how to work together. We wouldn't work together. We wouldn't try to work together. You know, as Cheryl here does this beautiful work, inspires me every week. You know, there's still people that say, she knows everything, and she thinks that she can do this. She can tell people how to do this and do that, even know how to do it herself. Once they know how to do it themselves, why are they doing it? You see, people don't say, well, thank you. You know, I mean, I thank her every week because I know the money I've spent to hear the same things that she is saying, but not as eloquent as she says it. You know, not as touching as she says it. She means it comes from her heart. And I can tell when a man is just there for the money or he means what he says. And that's why certain, excuse me for talking about this, but that's why certain churches I don't go to. Because if I'm not feeling you, I can't listen to you, and I'm certainly not going to follow you.
It's true. Correct. That's true. That's true. I say that's the truth.
I'm not going to follow you. My pastor, I met him at a funeral of all places. And after he did his job, I said, this is the man I'm going to follow. That's why I joined the church. At a funeral. He almost made the dead got up. With the feeling that he had, you feel a sincerity. He means what he said, and he believes in what he says, and he would do what he says. And I said, this is the man that I want to follow. He wasn't perfect, not perfect, by no stretch of imagination, but he meant what he said. And that was enough for me. And I joined that church and got baptized, and the rest is history. But that's I cannot go to a place where you recite the page and you make me stand up and recite again, make me sit down. I should go to Jack the Lane and then I would but I like people that is truthful and determined and speak from the heart. When they give you something that comes from the soul, that's what I find in Cheryl. And that's why she tried to get rid of me many times, but whenever she look around, I'm back at the door. Anybody home? And I try to tell her, you don't understand, I am a leech. You can't get rid of a leech. The leech is supposed to be stuck on you.
It's correct, Bernard. It's correct.
So thank God. I thank God for every day. Every day I thank God for it. When I'm down, I know who to call. She always got something good to say and know how to bring you out of it. And oh yeah. I don't have two friends like that. Wow. I don't have two friends like that. I want to talk about everything else except what I want to talk about. I love talking about things. I love to see people moving forward, like ladies come through with your product, now you put your product where your mouth is, and we moving forward. And if you fall down, you fall face down, and then you get back up. Don't fall backward, fall face forward. You get back up and move again. And that's what inspires me. That's what I love. All right. So again, Cheryl, thank you for another wonderful Sunday evening. There's not another place I'd rather be.
Thank
you.
you.
Listening, talking with you guys.
Thank
This
you.
Sunday evening. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. So, I hope, as you go away, you'll be thinking about your social media platforms. I hope that, you'll be thinking about how you can use them differently and that you will show up differently. Show up differently. So when Allison now is ready to dress up, because Allison like dressing up and doing pictures and things, you didn't want nothing with Allison. So Allison now will be dressing up and putting on her own jewelry. She'll be doing reels with her jewelry. She'll be doing videos making her jewelry. The brand, the name that you're going to use for that brand and all of that. I mean, I heard something just now. There's another session I want to do with the power of stories. And you talking about that jewelry, Allison, I heard you say that a woman taught you that who died. You understand the power of that? You understand the legacy that woman passed on to you?
Knowledge,
I heard that just now and I said, Somebody who died pass it on to you? No, you have an even greater reason. When you do that business, when you name that business, I mean, that person will live on through the things that you are making. That
And
was
the
so
thing about
powerful.
it, I saw her do it. Our place had a lecture, and she was doing it on the table because she elderly at our workplace. So I was there watching her, and I say, "What's that you doing?" She tell me, "Oh, shell chain set." I say, "I want to learn that." Right, so she said, "You could come." And the first day she gave me some of her bees, and I started it, and I catch on so fast that she said me straight, "I want to teach you more." And she
Wow.
taught me how to do pearl necklaces. I only don't think she let me do the earrings. I think I got that on YouTube. But I mean, she said that I motivated her because the spirit that I got to do it. But then a couple of weeks after, she passed away.
Wow.
And I never did it back because I ain't had the energy. And then again, working and dealing with Auntie with Alzheimer's wasn't the time for me to sit down just to focus on it anyway. But then after I listened to Talia last week, I said, you know what? Cheryl taught me this. Say she named Cheryl too.
Okay.
Cheryl taught me this. Say, you know what? If I got that bear Cheryl said, I want to. But then I said to Leah, this can be my last chance at because I can't get no more bead. But you see how God were in favor. That Bernard told me he would check them out for me. Because I prayed about it. I said, like, no, what I want to push this chance set because she taught me it, and it's a nice set to show people, right? Because I don't see much people wearing the shell necklace set. So I said, God, look, I tell my mom even today, I said, girl, when I done this here, then no more I could do right now. Because I already sacrificed. And then I pray, I said, God, you know what? I want to find where these bees is, and I need favor. I need somebody to help me get these bees. I could be home sitting down and doing more than only one set up and complete, put my money to complete a certain amount in a week expense time. So you see how God is working in favor?
That's the meaning of group.
But I have Ina, my friend Ina, who also makes jewelry. Ina is, getting up in years, and Ina was saying to me she wanted to give away the beads as well. It's just that COVID had happened, and I didn't get to go by her and stuff. But Ina had told me she had a lot of beads that she wanted to give away to anybody who's interested in taking up the making of jewelry and stuff. So I'm gonna check back with Ina as well, because Ina makes beautiful stuff, but she's Ina's probably like 92 or 3 now. Yeah, but Ina don't make
because she will have patterns too.
Oh, Ina's a ball. Ina was doing those things off of YouTube and all kinds of things.
Oh, okay.
Ina is something else. I mean, I've never seen a woman like Ina at her age, and learning the technology and making the stuff. Man, Ina really inspired me. So I will speak to Ina too and see what possibilities there are there for you.
And you can find out where you get the bees from. That's my main concern. The bees, the things. Where I lady told me AliExpress, but when I check AliExpress, they can take so long before they get the stuff to you. Because she said she ordered the tech like 2 months. I don't want to waste that thing. And I can lose my spirit in doing this. If I just say no, I'm not doing it. So I don't want to start and then stop. Because then everything will just die down. And when I got that kind of motivation, I like to push it. Right. So thanks, Bernard.
Anytime, that's what we're here for.
All right. So thank you to everybody who shared. I don't know if there's anybody else who wants to say anything. Good night to Antonio, who's with us tonight. Thank you for coming in. I hope that something that I would have shared would have been of benefit to you, and that you too, in terms of the business ideas and the dreams and stuff that you have, that they would also take flight.
Good night.
Good night, Antonio.
I know it's been the past couple of weeks.
Yes.
I was mainly back and forth between here and my father from the UK. So I started really getting anything at least very late.
Right.
What Sakura did, even when she on, she would share
Right.
some information with me, so I will know what is going on. One problem story happened. My brother, his father, passed away only Friday. He had just gone.
Okay. My condolences.
So, right. So, what he did is I just really helped him along. But today I get Charlie to rest mainly. So they said tonight that I would come on tonight here, so to get one information that you normally give us and what's not, so that I could I would know how to certain things that I would know what to do, continue with the business aspect. One of the things that caught me out tonight though was when you was talking about the figures with the money. That really caught me out tonight because, to be honest, you don't really. I think most of them don't really, as you say, we would say like manage money properly. And the one part of it was for that. That's for tonight. That was really good too. I could tell that. So every day, as you say, everything is gonna experience. You ain't done there yet, but everything is be a learning experience.
So I know you're gonna churn those figures. I know how you and Sakura do it. But I tell you, all done bait those figures, you're gonna come up with something awesome.
Yeah. So I just baiting. I just like I that you're rushing, but I want to actually take my time to make sure what I'm doing. I know at some beginning, yes, you'll make a loss because started like event it goes further. You'll get beaten up. Like personally from it as everything goes through. So they say, be honest, everything is with the experience. Every day you will learn something also too. So as I said, it's be a learning experience also.
So it's to take the information that you're getting now and convert that information in a way that it will work for you and what you want to do. Yeah. And that will take time. And like I said, everybody will move at different times, and everybody might have a different pace. But like I said, the ultimate goal is that we're all moving forward. There's no competition. Everybody has their own testimony, their own success story, and so on. And because Allison made her jewelry, it doesn't mean everybody will come out at their own time in their own way. Because how the brain assimilates the information I've given you a lot of information. I don't know, I have given you all so much information that you could actually pause after the 12 weeks and stop and say, listen, all right, stop now. Let me go through this now by myself, starting from week 1. And you go back then and you put that information to your specific type of business or your product and so on. And once you start doing that, you will see that will take, if you take the same 12 weeks and you do that, you will then come back at a place where you'll be like, okay, I got it. I did this, I did that. And then you can come now and then go to the next level. So it will take time. But don't procrastinate on it. Be serious with yourself. Hold yourself accountable to doing the work. As I told you, one of the things that I changed recently that I put back in place, because I used to do it before, but recently one of the things that I re-implemented in my life is taking that 2 hours every day to study. Every day when I'm finished with y'all, 2 hours of my time going into studying something that will take me and put me at the next level, some sort of knowledge, information, some new skill, something that I didn't know how to do, and not just wild and random all over the place, things that tie back in and the things that fit what I'm already doing and could help me then to take it to the next level, to improve it, to package it better, to meet the needs. So for example, if let's say it's a doctor's office, and people are coming there, they're coming to see the doctor and so on, you're seeing them, you're charging a fee for the consultancy, but then when people, they have cuts and stuff, they want to purchase bandages from you. So therefore, okay, look into bandages, see who's selling bandages, where do you order them from, how much bandages, and so on. So things like that. I'm spending 2 hours every day, and that's my time. So people who call me or talk to me late at night would realize that I am up at 12. If whatever I'm doing, if I finish my classes that I teach from 6 to 8, if I finish at 8 o'clock, if I finish at 8:30, those 2 hours, if I break before I go to bed, 2 hours must be spent, whether I'm watching a video, whether I'm writing a proposal, whether I am doing learning something in terms of what a client might need. 2 hours every day, that's my investment. So imagine 2 hours every day for 365 days. That has a monetary value. That has a monetary value. All right. So I, encourage you to do the same. Look at the things that you can learn new. If you get into the area of graphic design, video editing, there's so many things. There are so many things that you can do. And once you invest the time in yourself, that's another product or service that you have that you can certify yourself and qualify yourself in and offer that to the public. So even the things that you know how to do that you may figure, well, okay, that kind of thing, or I'm not making enough, be willing to invest. Don't put it off. Begin that process of investing in yourself, and you'll see it'll make a big difference. It'll make a big difference.
It seems like that camera that you have on me, you still got me on camera, because that's what I do. I be up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on the computers, studying different things. Everybody said, well, you don't sleep. Well, anyhow, that's how I know that you don't sleep, because I said, well, she's still there.
Last night, one of my students said, "Mom, I'm going to sleep." Sophia, I think I messaged her about something. She has a chicken business that she's doing. I messaged Sophie, probably 12 o'clock. I said, "Mom, I'm going to sleep." Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I mean, you have to rest. You have to get your sleep. Don't get me wrong. But when I rest, I am able to rest peacefully, knowing that this is how things are going to be taken care of. These are the things that I want to do. When I rest, I can rest knowing that I can afford to pay forward, to pour into other people's lives. I can rest because I know that I'm putting in the extra work behind the scenes, So be encouraged. I am really excited about all that we are going to do together. Talia, I am totally excited for you. Talia, did you check the cost of that program? Do you think I sent you? Because I sent it to you without even checking the cost of the course. Talia is still in here? And she probably left, but that's something I wanted to find out from her, the cost of a program I sent her, but I'll message her. So thank you, everybody. I don't know if anybody else has anything they want to share. Kelly, thanks for coming. I'm not sure if you're busy working and doing here, but thanks for coming in. And I hope that, you would have gained something significant from tonight's session as well.
Yes, good night, everybody. Yes, I did. And yes, I am doing here. Not to pay a customer, though. It's my daughter. She needs to pay me, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So yes, I'm still doing here. Part of it almost finished. So yeah, but I've been listening. Hearing everybody's stories and very motivational. I have stuff that I need to do. Don't want to procrastinate anymore. A bit of pen to paper I need to work on first, and then just do it. Because if I keep saying that, dreaming, I should say, if I keep dreaming about it and don't do it, it's worth nothing. So I need to just do it. And even if it fails, well, I will know that I would have tried. I'm not going to put myself out there to do anything that will put me in debt. It's something small, but can make money if I do it the right way. So all of these stories and all the motivation and stuff, it helps a lot. I've been listening. Missed a few sessions, which I have to cue into and let you know. But I've been able to learn a lot based on everybody else's experiences and things that you would have said. So yeah, I am on my way. Sometimes it feels as though I just wasted time, but sometimes you need that time before you just jump into things. So I think I am at that stage now that I should just do it.
Nike says just do it. One of the things that just came to me too as I was listening to you was to suggest that y'all can also do focus groups. You can decide to come together if you want to set up 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever. If y'all want to come together as a group, the group dynamics is very important. When you find that you are cheating on yourself, when you find that you don't have the motivation to do something that you should be doing, group dynamics. Allison is a person I've put Allison in groups before and in teams, and I find that Allison has tremendous drive. There are people in the group who have various strengths. The person who's more laid back or who can, come together as a group and give other people the responsibility to ask you, well, how far you get though with the idea that thing. So what's happening? Okay, so let's sit down now and formulate a business plan. Let's do this and let's do that, and work as a group and make it happen. Group dynamics can change that. Don't. When you have a dream, when you have a business idea, and I know this is something, I said because it's something we struggle with as a people. But when you have a dream, when you have a goal, and you open that, you let it out from within you. You let it out in the atmosphere, in the atmosphere of the right people. It gives wings to that dream. It gives wings to that goal. Believe what I tell you. It helps to let other people know, and like I said, the right people. Let people know, look, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I want to do. And when you tell a person then, because you've told them, they can come back and ask you, so Cheryl, what's going on with the thing you talked about last week though? How far you get with it? When you do that, you are now giving somebody else the opportunity to hold you accountable to your own success, right? But when you keep it to yourself and you don't tell anybody, you can procrastinate. You can do it this week, don't do it next week, don't care. As a matter of fact, another strategy that I use whenever I'm about to give birth to a business or to a business idea, or I have something to do, one of the strategies that I use is called pre-selling. I pre-sell that thing. Before I actually create, I pre-sell it. By pre-selling it, right? When the person comes, now if I pre-sell, like for instance, I would have done pre-selling with daycare. Starting the daycare, this is thing, you registration forms, people pay the registration fee and so on. I had about 60 people who had signed up and registered for my daycare before I had the physical location set up. I took that pre-selling, that pre-registration, it was a receipt book. I took that then to the lady who was selling the cribs, the playpens and the cradles and stuff. And I said to her, these are 60 people that I have. I don't have a crib, I don't have a cradle. I don't have the money either to buy all them cash. But you see these? I am going to give you half of each of these registration fees. And when they come in for the first week and so on, every week I'll pay you X amount from each child that comes in. So therefore I'm not spending my money. I am spending my money to lose. Every child that comes, if one child come in, I call you, but one crib, and I pay you every week thing until that career is paid for. And that's how my daycare grew. That's how I didn't have to find the capital to go and buy all those cradles and stuff. So even the strategy of, this is why I tell you need your systems, your strategies, and your synergies. The strategy of pre-selling. If you pre-sell that thing, you already take people money. You better create that product, right? If you, Easter coming up next week, Easter weekend, and you pre-sell 10 great cakes, 20 great cakes, pudding, sweetbread, whatever. Have the people product done by next week here. So you have, if you know that you struggle with procrastination, there are ways to get around that. Pre-sell it. Let people know, let people order, and use that to become then the fuel behind you. Let it be the fuel behind you. On Friday, listen, Friday is Good Friday. I didn't even know that Friday was Good Friday, right? I have a presentation to do for somebody on Friday at 7:30, right? For another package. Friday's Good Friday. I didn't even know what day it was. The person said to me, okay, you can come to Friday 7:30. No problem. We online. I am there. Pre-sell. So I have already pre-sold them the idea, the what I can do and stuff like that. And they want to know more. They want to hear more. So light a fire under your very dreams. Light a fire under you. Allow people, expose it. Put it out there, pre-sell it, and allow people then to hunt you down, to chase you down for that thing that you think is not good enough, for that thing that you're holding back. And you know, it's even deeper than that. The things that God has placed in you, that God has given us ability to do. Do you understand what you're doing when you hold out or hold that back from the person who needs it? Do you understand what you're doing? We all, I believe most of us come from a spiritual background and we understand spiritual things, right? We talk about the Lord and the devil. If we really understand the principle of the talents, where Jesus gave each person the talent and so on, and the man who took that talent and did nothing with it, and Jesus told him, look, you are lazy, and he took it from him and gave it to somebody else. Do you understand what you're doing when you have the potential to do something and you're not doing it, or you're procrastinating and so on? The man come with bare excuses, you know, valid reasons. Oh, I didn't do it because of this and I couldn't do it because of that. And Jesus was not impressed. So whatever your problem is, ask. The solution is around you. These are things that I've learned in my business journey. The solutions are around you. The solutions are around you. Right? Start talking. I told Bernard what I did, what I wanted to do, what I was about, and what I'm telling you, these are things that I live. This is the thing I read in a textbook. This is something I go to UE and do and get a degree for, and then I can't get a job. These are things I live. I told Bernard about the coaching and the different services and things that I wanted to do. Bernard told somebody else, and that person has already paid me. You understand what I'm saying? So when you sit back and you say, oh, I want tall, I want, really? Seriously? No. Somebody needs, I mean, when her daughter told her go and do the things through Vistaprint. Vistaprint, $24 US or something like that, for 100 and things. But Vistaprint is carrying very, the work that they do, anybody go on there, get it done, you know, yours look like somebody else, and they're very stoic, they're very structured things. They're not personalized, they're not customized, they're not taking the time to study your story and to create a brand around your story and give you images around your story and stuff. When she saw what I was able to do, I mean, that woman freaked out. You understand what I'm saying? There is somebody who needs what you have to offer. Don't mind that there may be 10 people or 20 or 30 people that do the same thing. No, the way that what God has placed in you, the way He has placed in you to do it, the passion He's given you for it, the people that He has there waiting on you. You are cheating God. You are cheating yourself. You are cheating people. It's the same thing as if you went and thief something from somebody. It's the same, as far as it's the same thing, right? Because when, I listened to that lady and I realized this, when I look at her food, I said, this woman is very creative. When this woman tell me she's baked all the things by herself, her husband don't even help her clean up, she does that. I mean, the different products, the way she displays it, the container she buys to put it in. I said, but this is a fun. Huh?
I was impressed with the package.
Yeah.
I was impressed with it,
There's a phenomenal woman. There's a very creative person, right? When she talk, when you listen to her, she tells you can hear the love. She said, listen, I don't put lard in my things. I don't use milk. I don't do this. I don't do that. She has all the gadgets to make the things fast and easy. And I'm saying, well, you can't just have an ordinary business card. Well, somebody can just click it. But you can't do that. So taking her words, taking her information, getting the spirit that's coming from her and taking that now and putting it on paper, that's what her business card is. The color, the vibrancy, the energy, the variety, the creativity, the love, taking her sweetbread products and putting it in her heart and think, all that is conceptualization. All that's design. All right? Yeah. You are robbed. There are people who need what you have to offer. I can't say this enough. There are people who need you, who need what you have to offer and need the way you have to offer it. There could be a million people out there baking cakes. The Sakura's brand, who Sakura is as a person, as a mother, the way that she is going to do it, the way that she's going to deliver it, that's unique. So when you're taking your business now and taking you to the next level, it's like a baby. You take that baby. When you think about baby Moses and you read that story, you won't take that baby and put it into the hands of somebody who can raise it right, who can help you raise it right, who can help you package it right, who can help you get it into the right spaces. You can't just take that and give it to any and everybody. Because who you partner with, who you allow to impact you, to inspire you, will determine if that baby will be retarded or if that baby will be allowed to grow, right? There is so much in this group. There is so much potential. I mean, every time I come, I feel it. I hear it when you talk, and too many of you are sitting on it, right? I know me and my friend might not be agreeing too good this week because I tagged her in something, right? There was something she shared with me about pain is pain, when she shared with us, pain is pain. And I did a post about that and I tagged her, and then I said, a wise woman said to me, and she must be vexed with me or speaking to me, but when I listen to her, there is so much wisdom. There is so much wisdom, right? You're sitting on it. There's somebody who needs that. You might not know who needs it. You only when you begin to talk and you put it out there, then you realize, wait, well, hey, that person that I was talking to me was about to commit suicide, or they didn't know who to turn to or what to do. And something simple that I said made a difference, changed their lives. You might not have said it even thinking of it as a business or a business opportunity or whatever, but it's something that God gave you as a skill, as a talent that could even become or evolve into that. So I am passionate about it. I am so excited to see the births, to see the things that will come out of these sessions. Please, 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 as I hear my spirit, how Pharaoh, in terms of killing the boy children, in terms of killing, just killing. Please don't let your dreams die. Don't abort your dreams. Don't deprive them of oxygen. Give life to those things that are on the inside of you, right? The same way you can think it will not work, think it will work. Make it work. Make it work. Make it work. Somebody needs it. Somebody needs you. Right? And as we talk about getting ahead of our money game, everybody by now, write your why. Why am I doing this? Why do I want to do this? If you have a good enough why, then you can't procrastinate. If you're procrastinating, if you're stalling up, it means that you and your why are not connected. You and your why ain't connected, right? So sort that why out. Sort that why out. I remember there were times when I went through some financial things, and having gone through those things and learning on my own, and trying to figure out things. As I said, I'm working for people, and I'm helping them to fund and finance and own everything they want to own. But for me, I didn't know that I was supposed to do that. Nobody told me that you don't have to take 30 years to pay your mortgage. No, they told me, wait, mortgage, you gotta take 30 years. And that's how I did it. As much as I was helping that man to buy that house cash, it didn't cross my mind, but hey, hold on, stop and think of what you can do to buy your own in 5 years or 10 years. Huh? It was a $105,000 house taking me 30 years to pay for it. Do the maths. I told almost $1,000 a month for 30 years. It doesn't madness. There's 3 or 4 houses that I already paid for. It does money that I took and threw it down the drain.
You paid for 3 houses that size.
Yeah. Nobody gave me permission. Nobody told me. Nobody. There wasn't like how I am driving y'all. There wasn't nobody driving me. No. And this that hurts me about our people. People know. There are people who know. There are people who could tell you. There are people who are doing it for themselves. But it is as though they're gonna gain more by keeping the information themselves or by not telling you. And that's nonsense. Because if all we pay, if I can tell you a secret of, okay, this is how I can pay for my house, or this is how I can obtain, and I tell all of you and y'all go and do it, what happened? I can lose the roof off of my house. I can get tell me what am I gonna lose by sharing the information with y'all? What will I lose?
But Sharon, if you notice how the older folks bought their homes, they would buy a piece of land and build a little place that they could move in, and then they would expand upon the house while they were there. We want to have a fancy home, so we want the $400,000. That's just go to the bank and get $400,000. I buy this house already done. Everything is beautiful, and we just moved in. Well, you pay a lot more than $400,000 for that. You pay like $1 million for $1 million plus. You end up paying for it, and nobody tells you that the first 10 years of paying on that mortgage just goes to interest. You haven't even touched
the principal.
So if you can avoid that while you're living in buy a smaller house and expand on it, buy all the house and rebuild, and something like that, instead of going to that house and your first house doesn't have to be your dream house. And everybody, when they buy the house, it gotta be my dream house. It gotta be this. It gotta be that. It gotta be a place where I can live and I can be comfortable. And then you get your finances in place, and then you get your business going, and then your business and everything else buy the dream house, and then you rent out the other house that you were living in. All right, instead of giving all the money to the bank. Our folks did it. We thought they did it because, well, some of them did it because that was the only way they could get it, but that was the right way of doing it. Yeah.
But you realize now the way the laws have changed, Bernard, you're not easily, the landlords and stuff, like how they could have gotten the land, we can't. They made sure that they've created a system that makes it difficult, not impossible, difficult for us.
Forces you into
the bank system, correct.
Bank system.
Correct.
And the people that is part of that, I bumped heads with folks. Remember I came that I wanted to do mortgages and stuff like that. And then I realized, nah.
They don't want you in the market.
I can't do it. Because the first thing that happens that I disagree with, you gotta pay 2 attorneys. You have to have your own attorney, and then you have to turn around and pay the bank attorney. And they don't charge you a flat fee for doing a couple pieces of paper. They charge you a percentage of the price of the house. And the price of my house has nothing to do with what they're doing. The papers are the same, even though the numbers that they will write on the paper may be different, but what they do is the same. So I think that's something that's so wrong to do with poor people. You know, you buy a $500,000 house, you're gonna give it $30,000 just between two attorneys, and that is so wrong. So when you move in a house, you didn't move in a house with a, you think they need $30,000 rented down payment, so you only work with the $500,000, you only work borrowing for 70. No, that 30,000 gone to the two fat rats, gone to them. And I shouldn't say that because I don't know who's on his attorney, but that's the way I describe him doing. People are doing wrong things to other. I just can't take that. I just can't accept that.
But Bernard, when you say A, you have to say B. The process is, if we were educated differently, we could afford it, you know. I don't think it's an issue of affording. I think it's that we were educated not to afford it, or educated in a way that we did not understand. Nobody told us.
Their system that they decide that benefits themselves more than benefits you.
Mm-hmm.
Because after 7-10 years, you're paying on that mortgage. You think you got something. You still haven't gotten out the ones.
Mm-hmm.
You still owe the same original amount of money that you borrowed.
Yeah.
And that's why you see. And then the other thing is the rate system, the way how they rate the payments. They say we give you a 30-year mortgage at 4.5%, but that's not fixed for 30 years. They don't tell you that. That's not fixed for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
5-7 years down the road, that 4.5% grows to 7.5, and on, when they got too long, then the rate goes up, and you struggle until you can't struggle no more, and then they do what they call
foreclosure.
Foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
But here comes the lawyer again, and he comes in with this stuff, and they foreclose on him, but they got another friend who can take this qualify the same system again, so they make another money, and next set of money on the new person, and the other person move in, and you move out. That's not. They destroy your possibility of financial freedom.
Mm-hmm. But you don't even know. Like I said, you didn't even know. Nobody educates you for that. Everybody is figuring it out when they get into it for the first time. That's the problem. Nobody really educates us for it. And when I
you see, as we were doing that before,
mm-hmm.
like nobody cares. They don't care.
Yeah.
I look at the video and I'm saying, no, pay attention. And then when it's talking and laughing and talking all kind of nonsense, then they don't care.
Yeah.
Until it happens to them. But then they say, oh, now I know what he was talking about.
Yeah, the education.
Yeah. And Max knows this. And in Barbados, you have to change a lot of things that they do in there in order for Barbados to retain wealth. Because a lot of money comes through Barbados, but it doesn't stay in Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to Trinidad. It goes to Canada. It goes to other places. You understand? Money pass through. Don't leave a dime in Barbados, but just go right through the other country. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I told a bunch of guys over there in Kingston when they were alive. I said, you know, most of the companies, or just about all the companies that come into Barbados, and for this tax-free and this tax, reduction in taxes, every company that opened in Barbados, that Barbados gives them free lower taxes and cut the taxes for X amount of years, Barbados should own a part of these companies. And they cursed me out and said, what do you think? We're going to take this is what Barbados want to do with so many so companies. Well, the companies figured that out too, so they come in, they take the money, the setup, they do the thing to make the money, and then In the middle of the night, they got on a plane to go out. Monday morning, you come looking for it. The company closed, the man is gone. What happened to this big thing, the hotel that kicked this ram out of the hotel there? I see two guys come up from, I don't know where they came from, and they were going to do this, they were going to do that, they were going to hire 1,000 people, and this. Where are they? They're gone. So if you have a piece of them, they can't leave without rattling the chain and waking you up.
But the education is necessary, and I don't think, like I said, everybody has their role to play. The lawyer, the banker, everybody has their role to play. I don't think it's an issue, and everybody has to be paid. So for me, I don't think it is an issue of the attorney doing anything that's unjust or whatever, because the amount of time that they spent studying and stuff, they have to be paid. But I think the issue is that we have not been educated properly on what we need to do to pay those persons. I think that's where the problem lies. We have not been properly educated about money and systems. Listen, yesterday I got a piece of information that, again, I just sat back, I laughed. Actually, I called Dr. Gay and I let him hear for himself. A person shared with me yesterday, says, listen, Cheryl, there's a shortage of building materials in Barbados right now, right? But even before that shortage, this person was saying to me, the same name that you called just now, and that you called about the property she owned, and the person said to me, you know that woman worth $50-something million? I said, how you know this? I said, no, I'm talking to you. $57 million. They said, no, you know that a lot of the materials that are being sold across Barbados, you see all the hullabaloo and they talk about this woman as a businesswoman and the places and the dust and this. I said, oh, my no, I know. We deliver 250 concrete boards to H&B from that woman. We deliver 300 from that woman to Carter's. I could not believe my eyes. The person showed me. Right? So while we here and we singing and we, come on. They told me straight, look, all the edges are break off or whatever, but those same places that are owned by, they buy from her. And I was like, but this is madness. So while we as the individual, oh, I can't get anything, I ain't want to, you understand, we're going fancy stores, people buying from her and then selling it a lot more expensive and then selling it back to us and we feel we're getting better stuff. Yeah. I was shocked when they told me that. I said, I cannot believe you. And then they said, and they showed me. We have to be educated differently. They tell me straight, the Carters and HMB, they state the same concrete boards, the same thing, they clean them off, they cut them, they trim them, whatever, and sell it. Same stuff from Miss Ram, you know. So the education for us, it's, I think, where we're lacking. And if we can be better educated, I think that we can make better decisions and we can have better actions. All right.
Well, my thing is, your mind is like an umbrella. If you don't open it up, you'll get wet. And most people have that mind closure for certain people, I guess. They're waiting for a savior to come and tell them what you and I have been trying to tell them.
Right. The adaptability, the mindset, again, it comes down to the education, because you see,
how would you know that?
But you see, again, too, the other thing about receiving new information is that you have to, for people to learn new, there has to be a unlearning of previous information. So that is also part of the process, because a person is not, it takes time for a person to reprogram, to unlearn what they've been doing and how they've been doing it for their entire lives. That is also part of the process. So there must be time taken and given for that unlearning so that then you can learn new stuff. So every time that you get new information, your brain then has to rewire so that you can use that information. It's not instantaneous always. So that time must be taken. There's a lot of learning that we must do as a people as well. And as long as we can unlearn the things that were, like I said, we know already what's not working. Unlearn those things. Be committed to unlearning those things, and then adapting and implementing the new things.
Well, in closing, we don't want to keep everybody all there, but Cheryl, don't give up. Don't give up. Your journey, what you're doing, you got a lot to change a lot of people's lives, man. And all they got to do is open their mind and take in what you got to offer. I swear to that. You know, I've been going to these seminars, financial seminars, this seminar. I guess that's why my wife left me.
I can't with you.
Because every week, every other seminar in New Jersey, New Hampshire, this place, that place, talking to this crowd, talking to that crowd, doing this, doing that. And most people are not interested in that, man, you know? So, but you're blessed, man. You can change a lot of lives. So, keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna say good night to all of you.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Good night, ma'am.
Good night.
Connection for us, you know, good to check in with each other and see how each other is doing. Maybe you're down, you know, somebody reach a hand out and pull you up. You know, you gotta keep each other strong. Okay? So good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
week,
Good
ma'am.
night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good week.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
My partner, I heard your voice there. You made me sound good. I said, that's a good thing. I'm not the only man here. You take care, brother.
All right, no problem. Same to you too,
All
brother.
right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Girl,
Bye-bye.
Ooh.
Yeah, Bernard.
Yeah.
You forgot that we got an attorney in the crowd? How dare you do that just now?
Who's the attorney?
Victorine is a lawyer.
Oh. I didn't know that.
My cousin, to be exact. And that's one of the things why she didn't want people, because people always speak negatively of them and speak like that. I couldn't get you pull it back when after you said it.
Okay. Well, you know, I got somebody that I wanted for her to talk to anyway.
You see, and this is where we got, you know, again, that's part of the whole leveling up process, understanding now that you gotta speak differently, because when you come into different forums,
Yeah.
you can't call it two fat rats and this, and you can't do that. Because that person is a professional just like you are, even more so than you, and the respect has to be there. So therefore now you will come and run that type, same thing was saying that you will come and run that person now away from the thing. She's the first and only body that write me a check and pay me. You know? So those are the things. I say you forgot, you probably in pain, you don't remember? You don't think? She is an attorney.
I would have a plan to clean that up.
Hmm?
I would clean that up
Mm-hmm.
next day.
Yeah. So like, that's the same thing I was saying even with the Help Network group. I mean, I had big dreams for that group. There are people that want to bring it up, but I can't bring it up there, Gabby. And then those people don't know how to talk and how to, they're clueless. You know? The things that they say about blacks and stuff, yes, it's thing. Some of it to me is just thing too, but it would be offensive if I bring, you know, Caucasian people and thing into that space. So it limits the growth of the group and the full vision that I had for the group. You know, their thing is pushing the black information, and I'm like, well, how much more do we need to do what we need to do? You understand what I'm saying? How much more do we need?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we gotta go higher, and
Yeah, I forgot to hear that though. There's a young lady that's looking to purchase a home, and even before she looked at the land, before she signed any papers with the bank, the attorney tells her you gotta give her $7,000, and she don't know if she's gonna get the loan. I said, how do you do that?
explain. I don't understand.
Huh?
How explain?
Talking about buying a piece of land, right?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't got an agreement from the bank. You haven't got anything concrete. So I don't know how she ended up with an attorney first. But the attorney said to her, she got to pay him $7,000 for him to represent her. And I mean, like, first, before she do anything. I said, well, I thought you was moving bank. You fill out the application, you see if you're qualified. If you're qualified, then you move forward from there. And then when you're ready, you would seek out an attorney to do a title search, make sure your property is in that person that's selling its name, so that you know you're actually buying the property. You do title search, then you just fill out the documents that has to be filled out, 1002 or 1003 form, I forgot what it is.
The person is in Barbados?
Yeah.
The person lives there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then you step forward to the bank with him representing you to close the loan.
Hmm.
But before she get anything, he said $7,000. So she got to work to come up with $7,000 to give to him first before she go after what she's going after, which is a home.
Mm-hmm.
So he got to get paid first before he knows that she's going to get a loan. What if you pay me $7,000 and the bank says no, you don't qualify? What's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
That means he made $7,000 off of you and he's gone.
Mm.
You know, so it is rough.
Hmm.
And I mean, all of them are not like that, of course not. But the system, it's the system, how they allow things to happen. Because they are like, the government gonna have to have some kind of acknowledgement of how things are done, how things should be done.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say, well, I know the bank took my credit card one time when I went to, what do you call it? Business, what do they call it? Consumers Affairs.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a consumer affair. She's dead now. Then comes to find out that we grew up together. But we were kids in Bouchard. She told me, we're not here to represent you. We're here to represent the businesses. We're here to represent the business. But you know, so then you should be working at business affair, not consumers affair. Consumers affair means people, the consumers, who have affairs with the business.
Mm-hmm.
You got this thing all wrong.
I don't know if, you know, that thing bothering me, you know, because I don't know what I should have done. I don't feel like I handled that whole thing. I felt bad when you said lawyers and two rats and thing. I felt really bad. You should have said something to me. You should have said something to me. You should have said something to me, and then I would have cleaned it up right there. Mm-hmm.
You should have said something to me. I would have cleaned it up right there.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel badly that I didn't say more. And this is what I was saying to you too, even about the hyperverse, that you can't, we gotta be careful because yeah, you know, you don't know, you said it after, you don't know who's in here, but it was too late. Even in the telling of your informal stories, we have to be careful of how that story lands on the other person. I mean, you know, you could tell the story, but don't insult or don't disrespect, because those are the same people that you want to come in. No, you understand what I'm saying? No, you go and tell her something about hyperverse now and think that's what she's a, you know. So I don't know how to, that wasn't funny, and it wouldn't have been funny for her. It would have been a knock at her as a professional and things like that. We have to be careful. One person doesn't have to put down the other to seem impressive or important. Everybody has their value, has their state, has their thing to play.
Yep. You're right.
Oh God, it's all a learning curve, huh?
Yeah.
And it's all about perception too, because you see, again, we've been cultured to see lawyers in a particular way, and that's not good. And the thing is, she's not like that. She's not like that. But they have their job to do, and the costs of what they have to do, you know, they got to be that respect shown. I don't know. So I feel like this deja vu though. I feel like something like this happened before with somebody else, but I can't remember with who. But then it made me aware of the kind of stigma that they have to face as well, because everybody says those things and says those things without any proper understanding or having this flip side of that.
Well, whatever I have to take for that, or whatever I have to do to clean that up, I'm man enough to do that. So, you know, till you talk to me about that, and you see things differently, and blah blah blah, and I apologize or something like that, or you know, something. You know, I am not afraid to. If I'm wrong, I'm the first person gonna say I'm wrong. I'm afraid to take a beating. So I would, ever in same conversation again. I don't know if I can fix that, but I would do my utmost.
You see, it's lack of understanding and lack of, because when she sit down, she talked to me about certain things, even legal things that she has to do, and thinking the amount of time that they spend in court. You take a case and this thing going back and forth and back and forth. You sit a whole day and then the person get hurt and person get sick, and the amount of thing, even people calling for advice and thing, you know. People can't just call her like that. Once you call her, you're charged.
Oh, of course, there's a fee for that. What I was saying is that, well, I would just put it off that we do things differently. And I was around for commenting on the way you do things. But, whatever happens.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happens. Because again, it's not the attorney's fault. It's the structure that you have in place. The structure. And there's no representation for the poor man. There's no real representation, no guides to follow. Whatever their theme is, the way to go is the way to go.
But understand too that some of these same attorneys are poor people, because when you hear their backgrounds, I mean, like, she's the average person who came from, I just saying her, but I mean, sometimes we assume too that they are super, you know, that they came from wealthy family, they're not poor. But she grew up in St. Peter with me, come from a very ordinary background, ordinary family and stuff like that. So I think sometimes the assumption is that they have, you know, more than to work with than we do, and that's not so. Because even with Jeff, the doctor, when they see the fees that they're gonna pay a year to keep their licenses and things, I was like, what the hell, you know what I mean? You know, it is a lot, but you wouldn't think that. You would think just because a person is a doctor that they, you know, thing. But the higher you go, the more then they have to pay in fees and different things to even do what they have to do. So I am learning to appreciate everybody's thing and to show that respect, because whereas I think I know, I don't have a clue. But I hope that, you know, I will reach out to her. I really shouldn't talk tonight at all. But I will reach out to her at some point.
All right, so what are we gonna do about tomorrow night?
I don't even know. Well, you know, I ain't even hear from who he named.
Oh, Junior?
With the woman money,
He got the money?
No, the money is still here.
Can't keep that money that long, but that's Coinbase, the coin is fluctuating, and you don't want to keep that money too long. You owe her money. You gotta get that money out of their hand and do something with it.
Well, yeah, but no, I don't even know what to, because I reached out to him today, but then told me he was in building and he wasn't able to think. But to me, that thing affected him. You know, he ain't as enthusiastic as.
Well, he's bombarded with questions and calls from everyone, everywhere, and you know, it affects me. So I know it doesn't affect him. You know, I know it has to affect him, but you gotta. I was gonna read out that thing that's gone from 5%, that's 15%. They're going, oh, that's what I was talking about. That's 9% per month. Gone from 15% to 9% a month. And you just gotta figure, well, hey, look, if you're gonna go and tell people fairly it's 9% a month, or you're gonna hang it up. But
So you don't have enough coin because she has to do 400 US, which is 8, because she brought 11, right? But because of the forex now, the package, she gotta do 8. She gotta do 400 US, which is 8, right?
yes.
So, and what is the fee on the 8? You don't have enough coin that you could do it?
No, I don't. I don't have enough. Like I tell you, between a rock and a hard place now because I had all this money and Bitcoin is fluctuated. You know, I sent $1,000 to what's the name, but I didn't get 900 or something, you know, and we deal with big money, they come with hundreds of dollars now. So we still got 10,000 to put in, but hoping that this weekend Bitcoin will go back up. You know, so I'm in a between a rock and a hard place.
It's down right now?
It was down earlier. It started to decline, so I hope that by tomorrow it will, you know, going back up.
So what do I tell this girl?
Well, it's what Junior would do if you get money, you can go ahead and start your plan for him. You know, I'm just gonna have to tell people that for Kia is 9% a month, and you know, and it goes for the, I guess what was that, a year and 10 months, and you get about a return of four times the amount. That's all I can say right now. That's all I got.
Yeah, 0.3% by 30 days. That's how you work on 9%.
9%, right? That's I do trip, so that's why I was so tired. Trip, not as hard for I was with my pen and my paper. I slept with a pen and a pad. You know, trying to rid of all this thing.
I want her. Talk me through the backing. What she gonna go in and send me? She gonna go in and send something to me, her code to give to Junior.
Did she sign up for Help Me Out?
Yeah, she has an account. Hi, Kira. Can you go into your back end for me? I need you to send me a code by WhatsApp that I can send to the gentleman.
She's gonna have to go into the deposit. Let me go to the site. There is no secret what God can do, what He's done for others.
Click on deposit. And you should see
deposit code.
A deposit code.
You see what?
I didn't hear. What you see it? What you said you see?
I'm going there. I'm going to rescue her in a minute.
Wait. All right. Just a minute, cause you should be seeing. Let me go into mine. Yeah, Bernard.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
No, I'm on the phone. Huh?
What is your phone?
I'll call you back in a minute. Trying to get somebody set up here. All right, good. Okay, now she go to deposit, she click on TRC20.
You heard Kira? Yeah.
Right. Now you see there's a code down to the bottom there. You press the two little boxes on the side, you press that to copy it. What she saying?
Right. You see deposit address?
All right. At the right end of that, there's two little boxes there, little square box right behind you. That long code that you seen there, that's to copy it.
Yeah. Copy.
Copy that, and then if you're on WhatsApp, go to Cheryl's thing and just paste it there and send it to her.
Copy it and then go into WhatsApp with my conversation and paste it and send it to me.
That's why we need to copy it.
It's a long code.
Yeah. Start with TVZ, whatever. No need reading it to me because I ain't gonna remember. But I start with TVEZ. Yeah.
Her TWTC.
TV.
Wait.
Hers might start with T, but start with T. As long as you click on TRC20, it would give her a code.
TWTC.
No. She click on TRC20 on top.
All right. Wait. TRC20.
When she click on that, it gives the code of the said deposit address. Click on the box next to it to copy it. And say copy.
It seems as though all of them are different because I'm seeing TNFL.
Yes, every code is different. Every code is different.
Right. So hers is TW something. TWT.
Okay, just as long as it says deposit address, and she clicked on TRC20, that's the address.
That's the address, right? Okay.
All right, they're not similar. They're all different. Now she hit on the two square boxes at the end of it. It said copy. All right, without closing anything or doing anything, she goes to. Oh, she's on a computer. She goes to WhatsApp.
Yeah, she sent it to me.
Okay, you got it. All right, that's it.
So then I can send that.
So you send the person username and that number together.
What's your username? Kira?
Just copy the person username and send it to you as well. So that once you copy it, you can't make a mistake.
My username is Kibera1. Kevera1.
Can you copy that as well to me?
Sorry.
Copy it and send it, and I will forward it just as you forward it.
Yeah, so there's no problem with uppercase, lowercase, whatever.
Okay, good. All right, so I just have to forward this now to Junior, and he would then be able to put the coin in her wallet, in her thing?
Yes. Now, after you send the money to her address, which will be her file, we'll come back now and show her how to purchase
it. Right. Okay. All right, Kira. So I'm gonna go call Junior now and get that done with him.
Right. There's no mistake.
All right.
Right. All right. So, yeah. All right, gotta make another call here now, and
Oh, what are they calling her about? Huh?
okay. I gotta make another call here now. If you can call me later.
Hey, yeah. All right, we'll talk. Or if not tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bernard,
Yeah.
you heard any information about, like, you haven't heard anything yet about the final, like, how the payout thing working? You haven't heard anything more about that? Or the... Hi, good night, Junior. Yeah, how are you? I just got the code and stuff from the young lady. I just got the code, you know, her deposit code. All right. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Okay. So as far as this young lady is concerned with her package, we'll do that. You want to do that by tomorrow then?